Well, 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 it's another Skywatch tonight, guys. So, if you are just joining us, we are doing a live... Oh, if my buttons would work. We're doing a live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch, and my god, it is warm. We're going to try using the tracker again tonight. We'll see if that one works. We'll see how it goes. We've got a flasher on screen already, but yes, it's Glasses Tuesday. We're doing a live UFO, UAP, Skywatch, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. Oh, Paul is already in, Dan is in there, and Paul, the members there, thank you, Paul, appreciate that one there. Or go straight back into the stream. How are you doing, Sir Paul? And James, you received the membership. You'll be able to join us for our deep dives. I'm sure there'll be another one of those soon. We'll have more files to go through. So that's going to be fun as well. DJ's in. How are you doing there? So yes, we're doing a live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch, and tonight it is still looking very, very clear. Now it's blue, so that means that the sun hasn't fully gone around for us here on... Hold on, we've got some errors on the screen. I have to deal with them in a second. The sun hasn't fully gone around for us here on the surface, so we've got a lot of that light still in the sky. Now, as the night moves on, that will turn, obviously, jet black, and we're going to see more stars, more moving objects, and things like that. So help us spot what we see there. My opinion, coming in with the likes, as it is the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. Tank is in there, and Harker will just go back from the hospital. Oh my god, yeah. Hey, have a good show. Oh, Harker, I feel for you there, man. I really feel for you guys and the family there. Take a break. Got to pace yourself there. My opinion coming in with the gifts. Appreciate those. All goes back into the stream. Oh yeah, no, the tracker is having a sulk tonight with that brightness, so we're not gonna do that one just yet. We're gonna switch back over to just the normal view for now. I need to work on that one a bit more, don't I, guys? DJ as well, thank you for that, coming in with the gifts there. Friend is in as well. And that's Super Nan. Oh, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? So, guys, we do this every night. And I should still have some clear nights ahead of us this week. So, yeah, clear skies. It's the UFO, UAP Skywatch, as we're doing tonight there. And when the clouds do roll in, it's still on. We're just listening for potential alien radio signals there. We're listening on the frequency called the hydrogen line. That is the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorize that if ET is out there, that's where they put the message, where the wow signal was heard. So we're always doing some sort of hunt. So yes, make sure you're following and subscribed. You'll get those notifications when we go live. DJ?
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. As well, Mayor's in, Zen is in as well there. And A-Up, good to see you there. How you doing, TikTok banter as well there? Oh, I'm feeling that one. The heat has really got me in as well. Look, I've got my thermometer with me. Can you see that on there? Look, 32.5 in this room. Oh, I've got a fan on me, but it's just blowing hot air. We'll see how long I last for. And everybody thank DJ there over on the TikTok when you collect those coins. He's put a treasure box in there. Thank you for that one. And thank you for the heart there, DJ. Hope all is well, you and the family. So Liberty is in the house. I know it is. It's very warm in here. It's very warm. But yes, as the night's going to go on, guys, that blue is going to turn to a nice dark black. We're going to see more stars. And if it's like last night, as I suspect it will be, we are going to see the colours of those stars and those things flying around up there, which is pretty phenomenal. It's one of my favourite bits of the visual here today. I don't think I've got any big bright ones in shot yet, but I'm sure Vega will be coming in soon. So if you do spot something, do let us know there. Drop the grid in, and if you're lucky, the mods will press the button there to illuminate the grid, and we can zoom in on the interesting ones. The ones that act a little bit stranger than the rest. The ones that display anomalous movement. They're stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing their course or trajectory there. Jamesy is in, and the storm tonight was lovely, and it's called the air. There is something like nothing beats a summer storm, does it? And I mean, hopefully not right now while the camera's out there, but you know, at some point I wouldn't mind one of them. Have you seen the FBI's latest info dump on the UAP encounter? Not the vids that the Pentagon just dumped. No, I haven't seen the FBI one. Is there anything interesting there, Tank? And A-Up, so my car was also showing it was 34 earlier, and that was in the shade. It's just insane. It's not good for us. I'm glad I decided not to go in the office because all of the trains don't run when it's too hot, which is a bit silly, isn't it there? Storm is just getting to where you are now, Liberty. If it comes just after the stream, I'm going to stand outside and let it rain on me. Like some sort of scene in the film there. That's a nice bit of movement right in the middle of the screen there. Is that going into B3? Keep your eyes on it. At the minute, it's not doing anything anomalous. It looks cool, but if it stops dead, shoots off at speed or course or trajectory change there, anything like that means it is a little bit more interesting there. It's perfect for stargating. It really is, TikTok. It really is. I was expecting the winter to be clearer. People told me that the winter months were, but actually I've had better results, you know, over the summertime. And evening, Rio, how are you doing? And Joanne just had a horrendous storm in Bedford. Aya was just talking about the storm coming down, so hopefully it stays off for a couple of hours, and we can get our sky watching. It should do. It's supposed to be a storm as well in Lancashire for you, DJ. I'm going to stand outside in it, as long as I've got the camera in time. And Moon, how are you doing? Moon at noon, good to see you there. And it's they just unclassified a recent encounter. Oh, interesting. Is that talking about a NASA one? Because I saw Angry's video pop up earlier, and I haven't watched it yet. Is it about that one? And that was my plan too. Just the hall was too big. Hall was too big. Honestly, it is. Yeah, it is just too hot. It is too hot at the moment. I'll be outside in the rain as it's coming down there. And where are we? Waiting for Raf to come on in there. He'll be in, I'm sure, at some point. He said he's got a few days off this week. Oh, so you missed the live last night. No worries, Rio. Sometimes you've got to get your rest in there. And in this heat, if you can sleep, take any opportunity you can get. But guys, if you're just joining us, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch. We're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So lots of weird and wonderful things in these skies over the years. They are alive, and I'm sure tonight is going to be a nice clear sky with lots of activities that do help us spot them. Keep your eyes on all of that movement, and in particular, I said we need to see that strange anomalous behaviour there to differentiate between the UFOs and the many, many man-made objects up there. We need to see them stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory there. Angry is awesome. Oh, thank you, Tank. It's very kind. I do like a bit of Angry. And Azina as well. I accidentally used the wrong shell file on the cloak. Oh, and it made them see a fan-assisted oven. Oh, Jesus. Honestly, no, too hot at the minute. I had a shower earlier and I forgot to turn the temperature down. And I was like, no, it's not in this weather. Couldn't quite stomach ice cold. Look, we've got a nice fast one in here.
Zoom mode activated.
Zoom in on this one. So you see how fast it's going there? It's stretching out the image there rather than just the dots that move a bit slower. That's due to the frame rate of the camera. Now, lots of objects like that moving around. We've got one up here, though. That's a faint one, but it was fast. This is a nice bright one. Can I get this over the screen so everyone can see it? Nice and bright. Again, we need to see that anomalous movement, the stopping dead, the shooting off at speed, changing course or trajectory. Anything like that will tell us that for sure it is something a little bit stranger indeed. There's about 15,000 man-made satellites up there, not including the space junk. So we've got our job on us tonight there. But that is what we're all doing. We're going to work together collectively and make sure we are paying attention to spot those anomalies. And over, if you're on the old TikTok there, give us a lookout over on the tubes. It is worth it because as you can see there, look, you can see more of the sky, less of me. It's up the right way as well, so it's definitely worth checking that one out. It might be your bag. It's the pro move. Where did we get to there? And RT there, hello to all there. I just love this. I'm so glad that RT, and thank you for saying that. It's very, very kind. Honestly, when we first started the stream, we're literally coming up on the year. It was at some point this month, I think, or maybe early June, around that sort of time that we actually started to do the Skywatches live properly. And I was like, if we get a couple of people come hang out with us, keep me company of the night there, I'll be grateful for that. And now we've found so many awesome people like yourself that not only willing to keep us company and help to pay attention, keep your eyes on all of these objects on the screen, but also sharing your experiences with the phenomena and all of your knowledge just generally as well about all of these sorts of things, about camera equipment, about how satellites work. Learned so much over the last year, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot more there. Where are we did there? And Randy is in. Oi, oi, how are you doing? And as Liberty says there, hit the likes. We do appreciate that, guys. It is those likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And I say, you never know who's going to come in and what part of the phenomena they're going to enlighten us to there. Maybe they've had an experience there that we can all learn a bit more about it there. And the US UAP pages on the Department of War have hit 1 billion views. And it just shows you how many people are actually interested. You wouldn't have thought it, would you? You know, it's one of those things that go, oh no, it's just the weirdos. Oh yeah, a few of us are weird, me included here, but there is general interest in this. This is something that is so important there. So I think once that stigma goes and people are allowed to fully express and explore the curiosity, we'll find that we're not so outside of the mainstream there. Gribbage as well, you're slightly late, no worries. Always good to see you there. How could I do such a thing? Exactly. Alan's going to give you evils there. Where are we down to there? And Terry as well, evening, good to see you in there. And Ken, when you tune into a live UFO Skywatch, you aren't just looking at the stars, you are actively participating in the greatest cosmic mystery of our time, waiting for the universe to look back. Oh, I love that. Poetic as always there, Ken. And you're right, it's very participatory there. We are doing it. And if, look, the quantum world, our understanding is anywhere near correct there, the observer effect, the more of us actually doing this, the more real it actually becomes, in a real, literal sense there. And Obsessions has a great channel. It looks like they are trying to copyright him. Oh my god. They may try to wipe his archives. What? I'll have to... I did not know that. A little bit of internal beef there. Interesting. Where are you? Groovy kisses for Alan there. Alan forgives you there. We'll peg there. And A up there. Oh, thank you for the super chat there, A up. Appreciate that. They all go back into the stream there, the same as members, gifts, and all that jazz there. So it all goes back into the stream, helping us improve what we do. Hopefully, we're going to have some. I'm actually waiting on some deliveries for some slight upgrades for the stream. So it's going to ever increasingly improve. I do need to get the tracking working again, though. I thought that was going to be working. We can use it tonight, but it's already had a sulk. And Moon at Noon, the 9th there. Oh, what's that for? And he's actually at Jersey Shore right now. Is he really? Let's just scroll back over to the TikTok. In my opinion, thank you for the gifts over there as well. Appreciate that. We'll go back into the stream. Now, where did we get to? Into the TikTok chat. Amber, Rio as well. Thank you there, and feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Oh, it's scrolling ahead on me. Right, we got to DJ, didn't we? Putting the treasure box in. Thank you again for that one, DJ. No, we got to Rio, didn't we? And was reading a story about a radio signal in 2025 that lasted 7 hours. Oh, I've not heard that one. Not 7 hours. That's a very interesting signal. Most of them are much more fleeting than that, but that is where did they think it was coming from? And what was their cheap excuse to write it off there as well? Evening, Ian, as well, good to see you. See a video where NASA has found an Apollo module from the 60s still floating around in space. There was one recently, wasn't there? They saw something orbiting, moving around up there very strangely, and they're like, what the hell is this? It doesn't act like a bit of space debris. And they figured out it was, I don't know if it's the same one there, but it was an old, booster section or something, wasn't it? And where it was, hollow, it was getting heated by the sun, and that was kind of changing its orbits there. And they couldn't figure it out for a while. Old Musk's Tesla as well, that confused them, I think, last year again. They're like, what the hell is this thing flying around? Oh, it's the floating Tesla that's going to be up there for about 1 million years. UK veteran, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. Guys, if you are new here, do say hello in the chat. It might take me a second because I'm bouncing across a few chats there. But do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Ask any questions. There's no silly questions here at all there. We'd love to hear what you're thinking. And if you're curious, somebody else is as well there. And it's taken me ages to find you after I lost my old... I thought the name was familiar there, UK veteran. Good to see you, 8, and your perfect timing. The summer's rolling in. The skies are alive and absolutely active there. And what's your thought on the Dark Knight there? So TikTok, this has come up a few times lately, and I'm very open. I find the idea of an extraterrestrial or some sort of a species putting a satellite in orbit to monitor us very, very plausible. There are a lot of things that we track up in our orbit, orbiting the Earth, and we don't know what they are or where they come from. There's also been a few clues like long delay echoes. That's a phenomenon in radio which points to something potentially repeating our signals back to us. Exactly what a probe that we would make would do there. So I don't know about the specific, we've all seen the image, haven't we, of that shape, I think, in the background of a shuttle mission there, and the excuse is that it was a blanket that was flown away, and hey, that might be plausible as far as I know. So I don't know on the specific of the Black Knight, but I think the idea that there could be an alien probe up there monitoring us, I think is very plausible. Earth has been screaming a biological life for 2 billion years. So if there is a civilization out there that has looked at Earth at any point in the last 2 billion years with the same level of technology that we've got now, they would see that Earth as a life. So if they've got the ability to then put a probe in orbit, I know, it's plausible there. Rich is in as well. And Johnny, have you seen any UFOs tonight? Not yet, not yet. We're only 14 minutes in, so we're still waiting for the sky to get dark. That blue colour, that is the night sky. That is the night sky. Of course it's the night sky. That is the sunlight that is still going around there, that is getting to us there. So as the night moves on, it's going to get darker. We're going to see more and more stars there. Nipping over to the tubes there. Definitely worth it, Rio. So guys, at the Thing UFO, it's up the right way over there. You see more of the sky, less of my face. It's different. There's all sorts of other analysis as well. And X is in the house. How are you doing there? And thank you for the gifts, matey. Domenico, how are you? Where are we? Down to it there. I think we are up to scratch lights. We bounce back over to the tubes. What's wrong with you? Nothing there, Zen. Nothing. Graham's in. How are you doing? Are you hot as we are tonight? It is currently 33 degrees in here now. So I've got my thermometer in here, so my thermostat or whatever it is. So I can accurately complain to you guys how bloody warm it is there. Moon at Noon there. Oh, that was Gribbage Rivers. Oh, okie dokie. And I'm feeling thankful that I invested in aircon units for the bedrooms. Every year, when it gets hot, probably like a million other people, I go, I should have got them. I'll get them in the winter when they've gone down in price. And then it gets to winter, and there's always something else that takes a priority. And then, like today, I regret not buying those aircon units. I don't like Avi turning on Beatrice. So, yeah, I saw that one. And I haven't seen specifically what Avi said. I think I saw what Angrid said about it there. And, yeah, so far I'm disappointed. But Avi sometimes is a bit weird, like the way he describes things. So I'm willing to wait until I've heard his side properly. Tracy as well, how are you doing there? And, oh, God, jumping ahead, trying to catch up here. And Wayne in there, hi also, just curious to know, when was the last time you saw something that you couldn't explain or seemed like a UFO? It's only been following you for a month or so. So it's a good question, right? There's a spectrum of sightings. So the real slam dunk for us, the real anomalous stuff, is the stuff that moves in those weird ways. That is 100% not satellites, not man-made objects at all, but obviously that is much rarer there. So I'm trying to think, what was the last one we had that definitely qualified for that? The problem is you get a few really cool sightings and they just stick in your head. So the one that's just still present for me is the big bright orange thing in the screen there, and like that has just pushed out all the others. We get quite a range of the could be, but it's not quite conclusive. They're quite common. And we've had a couple of those recently as well, those ones. But yeah, but the anomaly, the ones where you go, that ain't anything. In fact, you know what? I don't think we've seen in a month, maybe more than a couple of months actually, is the stationary flashing. That is a weird one. It's not very sexy, but it is odd. It's in that category of, well, everything should be bloody moving up there. So what is in the same place flashing back to us? And last summer, we were seeing it 3 or 4 days in a row in the same patch of sky, all stream long. No geostationary satellites in that spot there. RA is in. How are you doing there? And Blue as well. Where are we? Ian is there. Evening, first time on the tubes there, as this is usually on the TikTok. You're very right there, Ian, and definitely it's let us know what you think of it. I think it works better there. It's up the right way, but you get more sort of information, contextual information there that we can't fit on the vertical platform. So at the Thing UFO Guides, if you want to check that one out, it is, I think, a little bit better there. And Samonzi there, hello, it's been a while, too much work there. Speaking of work, I'd better get back to it there. I'm off tomorrow, so hopefully I'll join you. Oh, thank you, Samonzi, for popping in there. And yeah, I know what that one is like at the second there, man. So hopefully we'll catch you later on in the week there. Me and Obsessions have been tracking UAPs in Florida and New Jersey, have done for over a year now. I know, I remember you coming in talking about some of those sightings that were live and stuff there. So, I mean, some of these places do seem to be a hotspot, and I think it, over the water as well is a very interesting way. Let's just brighten that up a tad. Right, let's get my cursor back to the chat. What's your best sighting tank there? What did it look like? What did it display like? And out there, and if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and come on the Discord. That's a very good point there, Ayup. So we do this pretty much every night. So if it's a clear sky, like tonight, it's the UFO UAP Skywatch, which is coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. But if it is those cloudy nights, it is the UK after all. We do this. It's an alien radio signal hunt there, and we search with a big dish on the hydrogen line, and that is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize that if ET is out there, that's where they'd put the message. Where the wow signal is heard, if the moon is up and I can be bothered, we do that. So it looks like looking at the moon, see all the craters, all the details, and talk about how some of the sightings we've had are there. So yeah, do make sure you're following, subscribe, and hopefully you'll get those notifications when we go live there. But we also do have a Discord, a link in bio for that one as well. Really cool community over there. My favourite part are your personal experiences there. I absolutely love them. Right, I'm just going making my way through the tube chat, and then I'll bounce back over to the TikTok. So I will read you there. If you are new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Ask any questions you like, and I will get you, but it'll take me a couple of seconds as I'm scrolling through. We did that one. It's a nice clear sky, RA. It is. We are very lucky. We've had a good run there. The comment that keeps on giving. What was that one, Ayup? Where are we? Zen, I got to your one there. I do not believe that we're alone. If it takes if one takes a serious look at the absolutely ridiculous amounts of galaxies, it's mathematically impossible, in my opinion there. My monkey brain can't handle it when I feel that one. I can understand a number, but I can't feel it. I can't fully appreciate the scales of these things. But mainstream science is now of that opinion as well, that life is actually going to be bloody everywhere. And those early indicators that we're getting, analysing the atmospheres of those exoplanets, is starting to look like we are not far from confirming that fact. I saw the orange one. It was huge there, one of them squares, and it really was there, Ian, wasn't it? And that was, and again, the only thing I can compare it to is a shooting star, but it was also nothing like a shooting star. It was insane there, and eyes to the sky. Exactly, guys. This is what we're going to do tonight, so keep spotting. We're looking for these moving objects. There's one there. We're looking for those moving objects, but we need to pay attention. We need to observe them doing something that only, a UFO could do, which is stop dead, shoot off at speed, change course trajectory. Man-made satellites can't do those things. There. Remember to hydrate. A good reminder there, Maya. USO is my best clip, actually. Really? So what did you see? Go into the water as you were observing the light from above under the water? That sounds fascinating. Never seen myself yet. I mean, we're not by the coast, but maybe we'll have to do a special. We'll rent a boat one day. And in there, I saw an exceptionally unusual vapor trail I witnessed and photographed over Birmingham, UK, a couple of weeks ago. I sent to Mufon, who agreed it was very unusual. They're spiraling and weaving. Oh, that must be phenomenal. I'll have to see if we can, at some point, if you do post it on these socials, tag us in so we can see that one. That's pretty cool. There was one like last year or something. It's this weird spiral, and people had said, oh, it's to do with a SpaceX launch or something. And I'm like, over here we were seeing that in the sky. It didn't make sense to me, but it looked absolutely stunning there. It looked very anomalous there. Rustcoat is in the sky there. Is in the sky. You're in the chat tonight. Tank Maui is also a hotspot by the whales there. Oh, the new Free Eye Atlas story on the Discord. You know what? I haven't even checked the Free Eye section. What's the gist? What's up with Free Eye now? Is there doing something weird eventually? And I have 2 vids and saw about 4 underwater last week. Some of the ones in that recent drop that was showing them going into the water. That was very, very interesting there. Commentary, very good. The Enigma app has exploded reports in the UK these past few weeks. Has it really? Now, the Enigma app, guys, is very, very good for live reporting, seeing what's going on in your area, but also putting in your sightings as well. Right, let me scroll back up over. I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok. Let's see where we got to in the chat there. Now I can read through your messages. I said I'm across a few tonight. We haven't managed to merge them just yet, but I am working on it, so hopefully it will be in real time soon. Dominic, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just hot. I'm glad you are. Pretty good there. In and out, folks. Oh, no worries, X. We'll catch you later for that. And oh, hi, it's me. Thank you for the follow there, guys. And if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. We want to hear from you. Any questions, ask away. But in the meantime, help us spot these anomalies there. You've got to pay attention. We need something that says stopping dead, changing course or trajectory, anything like that is of interest there. Sometimes coloration and flashing, so put the grid in, and then that way people that are caught up will see it in real time. But if you're lucky, the mods will highlight it, and then we can zoom in on the good ones there. And Aaron there, did you see the NASA news today about the moon base, and how many years do you think we are from it? I've heard a few things. I haven't today's one, but I've heard generally that they want to do a moon base, so they're actually pushing for it today. That's pretty cool. Anything bureaucratic, NASA is going to take forever. They've actually got a very good head. I don't know what his title is at the minute. So I'm actually quite positively leaning of those things, but I do never trust anything government-based to not take 30 years or longer. Ark is in the house. How are you doing there? And Print Farm, hey mate, anything about what we are chatting about? To quick catch me up, please. So Print Farm, if you're still in there, thank you for waiting. So this is a live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. These skies have a long history of the weird and wonderful, so we're looking out, trying to spot within all of that movement, within all the man-made satellites that are going to be flying around that we're going to see tonight. We want to see the strange ones there. So yeah, that's what we're on the lookout for. But in the meantime, any questions that come up there, we're going to have a chat about them. Maybe it's the latest UFO news you've heard you want to talk about or share an opinion on, or maybe it's a personal experience there. So it's just all that stuff there whilst we're waiting for the action. But the skies are very busy, and when that blue goes, when the sun's gone fully around there, it's going to be a nice pitch black, and then we're going to see the colours of all of those stars, which was like last night, was absolutely stunning. Good spot in there, TikTok. A bit behind. And MK Ultra Creative there, how you doing there? Are you using a GNSS? So it's SDR. Yeah, I think it's an SDR. Is that what it's classed as? So for our our SETI streams, it is an SDR. So this is not in the infrared. The actual visual component here is just in the visible light at the moment there, MK. It's a very good question. So if you guys don't know, the light spectrum that we as humans perceive, we see the middle bit basically, and at the low end there's infrared, and at the high end there's ultraviolet. We don't see it, some animals do there, but again, it's light that we just can't perceive. So if the phenomena, as is reported, is quite active exclusively in the infrared, sometimes it's the only way that you can see it, then we're not going to see that. But this camera is capable of doing it. We just need to send it off to get modified. So that is actually what we're saving up to do at the minute, and then nothing will escape our gaze. We do have a smaller infrared setup there. We tried it, but it wasn't very good there. But yeah, we use an SDR. Oh god, what's all the other kit we use for the alien radio signal hunt there? And Print Farms are coming in with the shares. Appreciate those guys. It is the shares, the likes, the tapping away, all that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And the more and more eyes and minds we can get on the phenomena, the better there. You never know who's going to come in and what experience with the phenomena they're going to share there. And working on a cyberdeck for a watch direct project there. And I've seen this cyberdeck craze at the minute, and it looks absolutely amazing. I am no good with that sort of level of soldering and components there, or I'm a jack of all trade. I can't quite do it, but I'm looking on endlessly at some of those projects there, and especially we take the show on the road occasionally, and we'll go up the old Iron Age hill forts where historically there's been a lot of sightings, and we ultimately want to do a bit of a road trip to, like, you know, Rendlesham Forest, the Falkirk Triangle, all of the hot spots in the UK where there's meant to be activity, and things like that come into mind for that. And MK Ultra as well, thank you for the follow. Also, last tech question there. Oh, never apologise. I think they're all very interesting there. Are you playing with motion capture tricks like in inverting lasers? So not at the minute actually, and you know what, I hadn't even considered that one. Oh my god, that did remind me, somebody did suggest that I worked with, like, oh my god, what was they suggesting now? Are you giving me extra ideas there, MK? You're giving me extra ideas I'd forgotten about. I like it. And TikTok there, last night to see a light in the sky south, and then changed direction and went west. Oh, TikTok, I mean, if that is high enough that it's not a plane or a drone, that is slam dunk anomalous there. Man-made satellites, things in orbit, they're moving, they're falling to Earth in a big circle, are going around and round and round there. So in the same way that if I'm falling off of my roof, I can't just stop midway and go to the right. That's not how it works. It requires a hell of a lot of energy, and we don't have the tech, anywhere near the tech, to be able to do that. So if it's of that high enough altitude, that is incredibly anomalous there. That is the slam dunk what we're looking up for tonight. And hey, mate, anything about, or what are we chatting about? Oh no, I think I did that one earlier. Let me scroll through. Where did we get to? NASA wants to be quick with the moon base, as China wants to do the same thing. Sometimes that is the pressure that's required. So hopefully, and I mean, imagine that's why they're doing the moon stuff in general at the minute, is that, you know, race to get there. You need a little bit of pressure. I mean, we needed it for evolution. We wouldn't be as complex as we are. We wouldn't have all our fingers, we wouldn't have our consciousness, our eyes, our ears, all that stuff there, unless we didn't have that evolutionary pressure from all the other species we were competing with. You know, if it was, you know, a utopia here, we would be a gelatinous blob just absorbing the sun's radiation. That's it, that's all we'd do. But it's all those other things there that cause those complexities, and sometimes, you know, it's helpful. And if it gets us to the moon, if it gets us all as a species again looking back up, working towards those bigger goals, I think that is a very, very good thing indeed. And we'll come back there. Can't match the speed and the hype. No worries there, MK. It takes a while to get through it all, but no worries there. I saw the NASA moon landing thing today on the BBC. Oh, very interesting. I'm out of touch. I've been so busy. But this is where I hear all of my news from you guys. So, yeah, if we're going back and they want to put base on the moon, about bloody time. It is incredibly awesome there. And Boiling there, what a name. Perfect for today's weather there. Would be good if we see a UFO, honestly. And if you hang around, we do normally see some strange things. We don't know at what point in the night they're going to happen. That's the nature of the hunt. But it is rare that we'll get a stream where we don't see anything at all that it could be anomalous there. So keep your eyes on the skies with us tonight, should you say. I'm looking at buying an 800 telescope. I think that's the Celestron 800p. Top of my head there. Honestly, we haven't dabbled really in the telescopes front yet, and I want to. So we're using just, you know, basically a digital camera and a long HDMI lead and a good lens, but we want a really wide field of view. We never know where the activity is going to be, so we want that wide field of view. But there are a few occasions when I wish we had a telescope to just be like, that looks strange, super zoom with a telescope, and we are working on it at the minute, but I don't know much about the telescopes. That is a whole new thing to learn, but I think it'd be good, wouldn't it, to bounce between this view to zooming in on some interesting things. Yeah, we move forward because we want to be first or better than the rest. We do. It's kind of like the Olympics, isn't it? You know, everybody puts forward their Olympians. They're the best of the best that they have. And essentially, we're saying our culture is the best here because, you know, we can feed, nourish, train and foster all of these skills. That's basically what we're doing in all of those things there as well. And, you know, a racing for space is no different there. In fact, I think if we didn't have the space race during the Cold War, it probably would have got more heated. There's some interesting arguments that, so I'm not an athletic person, as you might be able to guess there, but I've never really been interested in sports. When people have been interested in football, I don't get it. It's not my cup of tea. Not got any emotional investment in it, but I heard it explained to me as it's like that modern version of tribal expression there, the way that we can get passionate in a society and kind of release those emotions and those stresses in a sort of a safe, civilized way most of the time. And I was like, you know what, that makes a hell of a lot of bloody sense. And I think the space race was again that, but for the Cold War, that pressure relief valve, a way that they could have their war but without doing any damage to each other directly. And it's an interesting thing, these things, how important that they are. And Oscar, how are you doing there? Neat is deep in, oh, is it cold tuna there? Make the curve mod. Oh, you're deep in code there. I'm glad you're feeling a bit better enough there to be into the code there. Well, we're going to be dabbling into a bit of Kerbal at some point soon, aren't we, with that? I still need to post the video. That was awesome there. And who was asking about the telescope? I have loads of experience there. So was that Print as well? Yeah, it's Print Farm there. So have a chat, guys. See if you can do it. Figure out what's going to be the best there. And there's a guy over on the tube there called Astro Biscuit, and he's really good on telescope use. Oh, I haven't seen that one. There's a couple on TikTok that I came across a while ago. Every now and again, you just come across like a cracking shot of the moon, and I'm like, I'm jealous of that shot. I mean, to be honest, I'm quite impressed with like the quality that we can get. That's a 35-pound lens there, but you know, there's some, and you go, that is just you could see Neil Armstrong waving there. And that's why I want to get one there. It's 2.5, and can live stream on the phone adapter. I mean, it is. It's for. I think. Look, this is the thing. We need platforms like people doing that sort of thing there, so people can actually come across it and then realise they're interested in it. You know, if they're never going to come across it, they might not ever decide to look up and realise that is something they could be passionate about. And Cameron, how did you find the heat these past few days? I think it's ridiculous. Ridiculous, Cameron, is the word for it. That's quite a nice bright one there. Let's scroll in this one.
Zoom mode activated.
I'm struggling. I'm not the most healthiest of chaps. It does me in. We are at 33.4 degrees in this room right now. It's hot. It is hot, guys. And Thomas, if you see something moving in the sky, how can you differentiate between a comet and a satellite? Oh, Thomas, good questions. I love that one. So the comets and satellites aren't actually too bad. They do display different. We see both of those on occasions there. So mainly a comet is they're much faster. So immediately they kind of like appear as a whole streak almost. Not quite, but almost like as a whole streak at once across the screen there because of the frame rate of the camera. And you tend to see a bright spot, which is the actual comet itself, and then the tail behind it. Normally there's a lot of coloration to it. Whereas all of these little dots that are moving around at the minute, they're on the screen too long to be a comet. They're only there for a short period of time as they're just burning up basically. So they're not on the screen long. When we're seeing these movements, things like I just zoomed in on there, they tend to be just the things that are in orbit, so man-made satellites, space junk, all that crap that's actually just flying around up there and hasn't re-entered yet and probably won't for a while. And what's happening is, as they're flying around up there, the sun may have gone around for us here on the surface, but it's not, oh, that's a bright flash, it's not fully gone around for those objects up there. They still have like a direct line of sight to the sun. Let me just tweak some of these settings. There we go. No. It's not quite gone round. There's still a bit of blue in the sky that is affecting that night vision. But yeah, so it's not fully gone round. And therefore, they've got a direct line of sight and they can bounce that light back to us. So we're able to see them because of that. And as the sun gets further around later on at night, we tend to see less and less. But man-made satellite or ET flying around, they're going to look very similar to us. You know, the most efficient path between two lines is going to be 2 points, sorry, is a straight line. So ET is probably going to be in a straight line like those satellites, and they're going to reflect and bounce that light back. The only way that we can be sure that we're actually seeing something anomalous is by that movement. It's going to be by stopping dead, shooting off speed, changing course or trajectory. Now, coloration and flashing and things like that, pulsing, can be interesting, but it's not the slam dunk, because on occasions man-made satellites can do that one. And Mix, what would people think at my school if I make this my project? So, Mix, that is a very good question. I think we're in a much better place. There still might be a bit of judgment, I think we have to be prepared for that. But I think there'll be more people interested than you expect. Now, is that worth the embarrassment of school? I don't know. There will be people that think you're cool. And Oscar as well. So tricky to try to type one-armed. There. And what camera? It's a Sony A7 something or other. It's the lens though. The lens is the trick. That was the expensive lesson for me. And if you see something moving in the sky, how can you differentiate? Oh, no, I did that one. Oscar, hey, can you look at the media channel in Discord to find it fascinating? Right, let me have a quick look at that one. Oh no, wrong one. Let me have a look. Yes, so that's the Apollo landing site. That is a good. For a second, that second picture I thought was like a zoomed in. There's like the LEM like landing gear or something there. That's a cool setup. I always find that fascinating. Like an ex of mine from a very long time ago, her dad was really into like his astronomy and had the big old telescopes and was always like paying thousands for like new lenses and glass. And I didn't really understand it at the time. I thought it was cool. And my question was, right, and I think it's everybody's question when you look at the moon, where did they land? Can we have a look? Can we see something? And his stuff couldn't quite go in that detailed. I think it's still quite difficult to hear from Earth. But actually knowing where they are when you're looking at the moon, going, that's where they landed, I think is always pretty cool. The best image I have taken with my sea star is the S50 was the Orion Nebula. The Orion Nebula is cool because we can even differentiate that it is a nebula. When it comes around, we had Orion around during the winter, and yeah, you can see in the line of stars there, you can see one that's a bit differently. There, the nebula is pretty cool. Hopefully, at some point, we will tackle the telescope front and we'll be able to do a bit of a zoom in on that whilst we're also doing our UFO watching. I have seen one comet and then 3 satellites, so I haven't actually seen a comet. That is we've had a few opportunities over the winter, and it was cloudy every day, so we haven't done that one on the stream yet there. There isn't a single telescope that can see anything left on the moon. Only 2 satellites in the moon orbit there. It goes into the brain, doesn't it? Been playing too much Kerbal. But you're right there. It's those orbiters around the moon that they're able to capture those images now. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the tubes. Where did we get to in the chat over here? So, guys, if you are just joining us, we are doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch. And we are coming to you live tonight from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. So lots of activities, lots of weird things in these skies over the years do help us spot the weird and wonderful. Drop in the grid references, and if it is anomalous there, the mod will highlight the interactive grid, and we can zoom in on the interesting stuff there. But also just say hello, let us know where you're watching from, ask any questions. There's no silly questions here at all. We'd love to hear from you there. Said I'm bouncing between chats, so it takes me a minute to get across, but we still want to hear from you there. Where did we get to? Got to that one, got to there, didn't we? Enigma was great, that's where we got to there. And Skywatchers are on the line to check awesome camera. Oh, there's another camera there, live camera, is it? From check. Where are we? God, it keeps jumping ahead on me. Sorry, guys. Just trying to scroll up here. The YouTube chat is absolutely terrible. It's tiny. And then it jumps ahead. There we go. Their choice is moon at noon. Bang on. Bang on. Like these are expensive. Either way, if you're wrong about something, there is a cost to it. You either miss out on an opportunity, which is less obvious there, or you'll get yourself into trouble if it's if it's incorrect there. So there is always a cost to these things. The closest we can get to whatever the objective truth of something is, the more efficient it is. But we tend to, as humans, level something to just functional. If we can just kind of get by, that is good enough there. But yeah, but we often don't consider the opportunity cost for these things. So you're very right there, Moon. I like that. It's well up my street. And Free Eye Alice, did it leave behind alien life in the ice vapor there, was it? And it was an interesting article, very interesting. I mean, there's lots of this sort of stuff that comes out about Free Eye, sort of maybe like thought experiments and things, which I found absolutely fascinating there. And it's good every now and again, isn't it, to mix up the pot there, make sure people are having some interesting ideas around it. Marcus as well, thank you for the gifts, appreciate that. The gifts, the subs, the patrons, the members, or super chats, all that jazz does go back into the stream there. SDR 100% there. And we have a special moon this month, and a blue moon, but also a micro moon. Oh, you know what? I'm only ever so slightly now learning about some of what is going on up there with these phases and stuff. It's going in slowly, but I still get surprised and go, oh, the moon's up today. Wasn't expecting that one. And Galactic there. This is my favourite live show after work whilst cooking dinner for my family there. Well, Galactic's family, hello if you can hear us as well there. I am glad to hear it there. I mean, any which way you guys include it into your life, it's just nice to have company with you guys. Honestly, the community that we've made, we've been so lucky. You hear so many horror stories, isn't it, about being online. And I don't like being facing. In fact, I work as a producer. I'm never normally camera, microphone facing, and I hate the idea of it. But this was something that I just wanted to exist, so I thought, sod it, I'll lump here. But you guys have been absolutely amazing, you know, so willing to share your knowledge, your experiences, just hang out and be cool. So I definitely really do appreciate you there, guys. And Marcus, thank you for the hand heart as well there. Very much appreciated. And these are all Meteor activities. We have been seeing the same from Free Eye Atlas. Where are we? A rare blue moon there, second full moon this month. So I felt like the moon was being funny this month. It was out of a sort of a rhythm that I was expecting. And you have to do Rendlesham there. Been there a few times. Oh, Wayne, he's on the list. That probably will be the first one that we do that isn't just like in the immediate local area. And I keep needing to message Pete and see what he's up to about that, because that should be the easiest one for us there. And hopefully we'll meet up with some of you guys that might be in the area for that one. I know there's a few up that way, but Rendlesham is just a fascinating place in general. So it's very much on the list there. May the 31st. Is this moon going to ever go away? The downside of the moon is, I mean, it looks cool when you're looking at it, but when it's up like it is a bit tonight, it does affect the night vision. We're not seeing anywhere near the normal amount of stars that we would normally. This is probably, at the minute, about an 8 out of 10, maybe even less. We can see more when the moon isn't up. Where are we there? Ad Astra. Yeah, I liked that one. Oh, C11, what's that one? For Galaxy Quest, Spaceballs and Star Wars classics, all of those. Spaceballs, the line that always reminds me of that is merchandise, which is where the real money from the movie is made. Speaking of merchandise, we've not launched it yet, I'm just teasing. I'm actually wearing one of the shirts right now. We've got a few ones. We've got some really cool actual Skywatcher designed ones. Oh, I'm just waiting for the sample to arrive to make sure that they're good enough, and then we'll let you know where to find them there. 100 is he? Is Melbourne's 100? Oh, I love Cold War history. RA, Cold War stuff was my geeky interest before doing this. I am full on to, I mean, I know nothing, obviously, but I love me a Cold War bunker and a Cold War story. There, Shan is in the house. How thou devil are ya? And see the skies and check them out. I always forget to, Tank. I always forget. I'm literally, before I did this stream, guys, I had so much time to, like, you know, check out all the YouTube videos and just be deep in it all and stuff like that. I'm so far behind on the general topics. It's literally you guys talking about it in chat that I get to the latest news now. I've got to try and carve out some more times to check these things out. They're great moonshots. And no good deed goes unpunished, so that's another truth there. And with my Soviet era, was it Mokbar temperature gauge? It's 28 degrees in my room there. Now, RA, that is the sort of thing that I need. I am immediately Googling what that is, because that sounds like the sort of thing that I want. I've actually got on my shelf behind me, I've got a Soviet radio up there as well. What is that? MOCK. Right, I've got that. I want to have a look. Oh, is that a brand name or is that a type of that? I'll have to have a look at that. I like me a Cold War gadget. Where are we? I need some energy drinks. Oh man, I really would, but it's so late. I have trouble getting to sleep anyway. I'd be buggered, so I can't even have a coffee there. Where are we? Crazy is in tonight. How the devil are you? Good to see you there, Shan, as well. I love the chat. It's very kind of you to say, Shan. We love you guys. It gets to be a little community in every night. And Scooby is in the house. Hydrate, thank you, Scooby. And literally just cracked the bottle there. Perfect timing. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok. Where did we get to with you guys? So if you are just joining us, we are doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch. We're coming to you live from Wiltshire. Right in the heart of crop circle country here in the UK, just down the road from Stonehenge. So lots of weird stuff in these skies over the years. And tonight will be no different. So do help us spot there. Let us know what you're seeing and the good stuff. We will zoom in on there. Bouncing between two chats. I should see you shortly. Where are we? Got to that one. Where did we get to? Let me scroll down. I'm trying to find my place in the chat. It always jumps ahead when I'm in the other chat. Oh, there we go. Oh, TikTok there. James Webb Telescope has seen some amazing things in space. It has, and it really hasn't been up there long, has it? And we've got, is it Vera Rubin that's coming online? And then the Habitable Worlds Observatory. We've got some big telescopes coming online. And they're pretty sure that they're going to be able to just confirm that life on those distant exoplanets with one of the new ones that's due anytime there. What is it? The Vera Rubin that's going to be also doing the... probably, identifying many more interstellar objects, which means more analysis, more data, more opportunities to discover what is really going on there. We are living in a fascinating time. And print farm there. When my telescopes comes there, I'll get it sorted and I'm comfortable there using it. I'm happy to bring it down. Oh, print farm, 100%. Thank you for that. Again, it's the community working together. I love that. And good chat there, Marcus. How are you, devil? Are you doing? How are you surviving the heat there, Marcus? There, I had the video from it to the live. Oh, I am actually. I'm working on this. It's not ready at the minute, right? But I keep thinking to myself, there are plenty of times during the day that I wish I could go live, but it's just not dark enough. And I'm thinking to myself, right, where in the world is it dark? Like what schedule could we have? Could we find other people that where it is dark, where they could bring in their kit, their visuals? And I'm working on a system to do that, automated there. So maybe we could fill out the schedule a little bit more. And even when it's cloudy, maybe some A and B options. And Marcus coming in with the roses. Janie as well with the gifts. Appreciate that. TikTok, Adam as well there. I do appreciate all those guys. It all goes back into the stream there. Helps improve what we do. And would be a good to meet you to pick your brains about a few things. 100% print there. But I mean, I don't know that much. I literally just repeat what you guys say. It sounds good, but there's no depth to my knowledge. But always happy to answer questions. As well there. But yeah, at some point we're going to do a meetup. I need to figure out when, or the bits that we can do when we're here, because my biggest fear is that we will do it'll only be a small meetup, and you guys will travel all the way and then it'll be a cloudy sky and be like, what do we do? But at some point we will. At some point there we go. Marcus, not Marcus, sorry, Adam, how are you doing? And can't wait for the eclipse in August. Oh, whenabouts in August is that? You sound really quiet on that end. Oh, Adam, is it coming through? How is it for everybody else on TikTok there? Is the audio, is it like normal, or is there an issue there? And lonely there, sorry. The moon's albedo is a Loki there, so Loki's so annoying when trying to star spot. Oh my god, it really is. And again, these are things I just wasn't aware of at all. You don't getting a few wisps of faint cloud coming in. I'll turn the camera in a second. But you're just not aware of it there. And I tend to forget as well. Like I turn the camera on and go, it's just not as good as it was the other night. I start playing with the settings. And then when the moon buggers down like a couple of days later, I go, oh yeah, here we go. It was the moon again. I just forgotten there. Oh, print 100. It should be soon, like within the next week or something, that I can confirm that they're good enough for you guys. So it should be live. And what Rio want the mug? I'm hoping I ordered one of the mugs for testing. And I find stargazing so peaceful. TikTok 100%. I mean, there is some relaxing music behind me. If I shut up there, you might have a chance of hearing it there. But the night sky, a little bit of the music, some interesting conversation with friends there. What could be better there? Will you do a t-shirt in 3XL? Marcus, you should do. This is already an XL. It's a bit tight. I think they go up there. So we're using a print-on-demand service, so we're nowhere near big enough to warrant basically getting them all done and then posting them out as they go. So it means price is ever so slightly higher, but it does mean there's more flexibility because it's a big warehouse that has all the different ranges and stuff. And they're much better at knowing how postal crap works. And Kate, how are you? Good to see you. How is your day going? Are you surviving in this heat? Adam and Marcus there as well, and Janie coming in with the gifts. Appreciate all those. Bags there. How are you doing, Janie? Sorry as well. And Bags, I hope you're okay, mate. There. How are you finding the files that have been released? So Bags, we've been doing this as part of our deep dives. When they've been released, we do. So it started off with the Patreon, but now it's over to the members as well. And we've been looking at these as deep dives. There, going through the files one by one with all of you, looking at the analysis of them. And I'm interested in them. I thought, look, partly. Come on, are we ever going to get the disclosure we want? We've been led down the garden path a few times already. But you know what? It makes sense how they're doing it and what they're releasing, and the fact that we've got the second and it is incrementally better. When we were going through them, I was actually more impressed than I expected to be. So as long as we keep this up, I said we as if I'm doing anything there. As long as they keep up the releases there, and they are continuing to be incrementally better, I think we're on the right path. But out of those videos, there were some things I hadn't seen before. It wasn't just the same old stuff. Not quite the Roswell bodies yet, but it's getting there. Still 26 there, Marcus. Marcus. 26. 33.7 in this room. Put a jumper on if you're 26. Kerbal no longer loads. Oh, that's always the risk when you're modding there, Oscar. Oh no. We socialise. We socialise here. I mean, I don't do it in real life. Gasp. Socialise? Exactly, Kate. You'll have to come and bring the ferals. It's only, isn't it only a partial eclipse, and I don't think we will see much of it down this way. I have no idea. I rely on you guys for that. The eclipse is August the 12th with the moon covering. Oh, it's a lunar eclipse there. 90% to show in the UK. That would be pretty cool, and I'm hoping we will have some form of telescope for that. So if it aligns, we'll do it there. Need the 3XL. To be honest, print. I do as well. There, which doesn't help with the heat at the minute. And do you do keyrings? You know what, Rio? I hadn't thought of it. What do you want on a keyring? I hadn't even thought of it. We don't want boring logos. It's all right for a mug. I like a good logo mug. But for keyring, what do you want on a keyring? And we'll figure out one for you there. I'm not surviving, no, Kate. Today was far too hot. I'm glad I didn't have to go into the office because I would have been stuck on a train in a field that would have broken down. All the trains down here have just given up. And it's been awful. But look, 33.7. I have these thermostat thermometers around my house, so I can accurately complain about the temperature. Good evening, Drewski. How are you doing there? The 3XL works for me there. Don't like the tight-fitting clothes. Yes, Marcus, I am such. The missus calls me a priss. You know, it's the princess and the P. I'm so. Yeah, I am very much on board with that. And Adam as well coming in with the shares. Guys, it is those likes and those shares that does help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds we get on the phenomena, say the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. But if you are just joining us, we're doing a UFO, a UAP Skywatch, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. So lots of weird stuff in these skies over the years. Do say hello in the chat. I'm working my way through the TikTok at the minute, then I'll bounce back over to the YouTube. But TikTokers, go definitely at the Thing UFO. Check out the YouTubes. Look how good that looks there. Up the right way, less of my face, more of the sky, more contextual data that comes through as well. Weather, solar flare index, all that sort of jazz. It is definitely worth doing. Plus TikTok sulks every now and again. If they throw us off, you'll be able to find us over there. And where are we there? KSP now works there, but the moon no longer exists. Now that's a bit of a. Does that affect the gravity or anything with Kerbin? Is it that clever? Update there, Kerbin is now the moon. When I used to mod early Minecraft. Very early, couldn't do it now, and used to have some fun with that there. Alan on a keyring. Okay, well, Rio, you know, I still haven't ordered the bloody green stuff to start 3D printing it, and Harco did send us a 3D Alan file to build, so I keep meaning to do that one, but I keep forgetting. So yeah, we'll have to do the 3D Allans. I am sit in between 5 big printers all are running, and it's over 40, and I turn the 5 fans running. Oh my god, I've got the 1 fan running and it's just blowing hot air on me, but 40, yeah, no, that is too much. I couldn't do that. I'd be in the ground there. And Janie, it's 13 degrees here in Paisley right now, but we've had 25 degrees up in Scotland, but that is boiling for you. That's bikini weather, that is. 11 degrees here in Aberdeen. I mean, that sounds, it's literally 3 times hotter in this room. And tick there, read today there that Simon Pegg had said he's doing a Paul 2, and I can't wait for that. Now that is going to be cool, because we watched, didn't we, Paul? Was that the last movie club? So for our Discord community, which guys you can join, it's totally free. Link in bio for that one. Personal experiences, lots of UFO, UAP news, all that jazz. But we do a monthly movie club, and it's this Friday is going to be the movie club. So what we do is we press play wherever that movie is, Netflix, YouTube, whatever, and then we chat along in the Discord there, and it normally gets very unhinged. You're welcome to join us for that, but then we'll vote on what the next alien themed movie is. So that is going to be going straight on the list as soon as that one gets made. Paul was a good movie, and don't worry, I call the Hubs a princess. Hey, Leave him alone. He's all right. But I am definitely the princess, and I call Leanne the P because she's always disrupting me. Right, hold your hats. Bit late with the call to action there. That beautiful star there in C1 is a Vega, big, bright, beautiful purple star there. Watch as everybody comes in and goes, what is that one? It's Vega. Absolutely stunning. It's like 600 and something light years from us now. I need to check that. In fact, somebody check it. How far away is Vega before I do my relativistic analogy? My rocket has gone, oh no. Oscar, that is always heartbreaking when you're putting the effort into it there. It's still 33, Adam. It is horrible, isn't it? I ain't getting a wink of sleep tonight. That fan isn't even in your face. What's wrong with you? I've got no plug sockets left over this side of the room to do it. That's literally the only socket I've got left. I can kind of feel it, but it's just warm air. That taps up the weather up here. Yeah, that is your Scottish summer there. The sun is gone now. You can't have it always, can you? There. Right, going to bounce back. Oh, it's not going too well. Have you got another save? You must have another save there. Right, going to bounce back over to the tube, sorry, where you guys have been patiently awaiting. Where did we get to? Got to scroll up. Oh, sorry, guys. Give me a second. Oh, God, where's it going? God, sorry, guys. Oh, bollocks. I totally did, Scooby. I totally blanked on it. I totally blanked. Sorry about that one. I have to figure out how I want to write it down there. Just got watching the Fresh Ross Report. That one's come up for me, but I haven't watched it yet there. Ken, and time is not just measured. It is watched, kept one eye on the clock and the other on the stars, because the next second could change everything we know about the universe. That is very, very, very true on that one. And Scooby, there we go, hello. There are scientific studies that prove that beverages cool you down faster than hot beverages cool you down faster than cold ones. There, counterintuitive, I know, but Google it. I mean, it's the sort of thing that I wouldn't be surprised, if I did hear that. I'm just not brave enough at the minute. I think that'll be the end of me. And good to see you all in there. This channel is constantly growing. I love to say thank you there, and it is. So you never know who is going to come in and who we're going to meet, what experiences they're going to share. That is my favourite part. Obviously, seeing stuff on screen is pretty cool. There, the night sky is always beautiful. But it is hearing your stories, meeting you guys, that is my real favourite part of it there. Space Salvage Company's Scooby. Alan's already on that one. He's the equivalent of a catalytic converter thief, but for space and UFOs. Thank you, Alan. That's why they all crash. He's been nicking parts for it, selling on the black market. Oh, that's a nice bright one. Should we quickly bounce over to this? Let's zoom in on this one.
Zoom mode
haven't
activated.
done much of zooming there at the second. Look at that one. Now, not doing anything strange at the minute, but as I zoom back out, there's a faint one up there. Look at the contrast though in brightnesses. But yeah, what we really need to see it do, so keep your eye on it as I zoom out there, is stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory, something like that will for sure tell us that it is something a little bit stranger indeed. Drop the grids in the chat and hopefully we'll see it in time to zoom in there. Venus and Jupiter is supposed to merge. Look for the timing on that. Merge, as in like an astronomical alignment sort of thing, or as in like they're going to hit each other. Trevor as well, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. Where are you joining us from tonight? I said if you are new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're all joining us from there. Ask any questions. There's no silly questions at all, so do ask away there. I'm my own best friend there, nice and independent. I mean, that is how I am in the physical world. Exactly. Where are I miss John Candy. That's a random one. What films were we talking about with that? Oh yes, Spaceballs. That was it. Yes. Where are we? Come back page. Sod off TikTok. Coming up with notifications. You can sod off. Where are we? Moon, would you like to know the hotspots I found? Oh yes, fire away. Love that, RA. There's my Soviet Scholar radio with my medium wave and low wave reception, but long wave is no use in England there after the 27th of June with Radio 4. I heard about that. It's just technology moving on there, but it is a bit of a loss, isn't it? We, as teenagers, Trevor, captured in Wiltshire, Avebury, a lot. We have a VHS footage of 9... Oh, it was you in yesterday, wasn't it, Trevor? Of 9 golden orbs at 3:35 a.m. over a cornfield. Next morning, 6 a.m, there was a massive crop circle. That is, I think, very, very compelling to me. There, and as a Wiltshire resident now, I want to see something like that. In fact, we did have that crop circle that was about this time last year, just over town, basically, on the edge of town, sorry. And I was testing the camera with a new lens, literally out front of the window in front of me that night, and I'd left it out there to record. And so it's literally our first bit of footage. It wasn't live. I was just testing it overnight, leaving it to record, seeing what it looked like. And I did see something strange in the night sky. There was something weird. I wonder if I've still got that footage. And it was in the direction of where that crop circle went. What was later found: Island Beach, New Jersey, and north of Villano Beach, Florida, and the whale sanctuary in Maui. Very interesting. There is such a big connection, isn't there, with the USOs and certain areas there. It makes you wonder, is that where, legends like the Bermuda Triangle come from? ET phone home classic. And syntax there: mold amazes me, and it turns up anywhere and grows, and if the conditions are right, an alien life could be just waiting for us to drop a bottle of water on the ground. It very much could. In mold and spores and fungus like that, they are strong contenders for panspermia. The idea that, essentially life is sneezed and shared around the galaxy in the same way that we transmit sort of diseases there. The rocks get dislodged from one planet, has bacteria, maybe has fungus or spores on it, survives the vacuum of space, re-enters, and if it lands on a suitable environment, it grows. And why would it not? It's a very, very strong candidate there. Would explain a lot about the missing gaps in our development. Usually we see activity every few days in Florida and New Jersey. That is very active there. A moonwatch. We've got a moonwatch coming up soon. I will be bothered at some point. I've seen orbs, triangles, and the swimmer UAPs. We saw a triangle once on screen, and I think we've seen orbs. I think that is some of the anomalies that we've had. But yeah, I don't think I've not seen the swimmer. Yeah, obviously we ain't got the water for fear. I keep thinking one day we'll get on a boat there. Splash Mars. Well, Mars used to be very, very Earth-like there. Gene Sisco just started a brand new UFO Daily News update. Search his name. Why does that name ring a bell? Oh, sorry, Sticko there. No, it's not Cisco, Sticko. There. The first show was fabulous there. I will try to remember that one. And you know what I need to have on the Discord? A little channel for Sam's reminders. For when we talk about these things, there is somewhere that I know to check for them. Obsessions, an entry night as footage. And I urge you all to check out the archives. And oh my god, astrophotography is so frustrating. You wait weeks for a clear night and then the moon's out. And it's not so bad using the mono camera with filters, but you can still tell when the moon's out. Oh, Liberty. I mean, even just doing this, let alone if I was actually trying to do astrophotography. And I was thinking about this the other day, contending with the weather, atmospheric conditions, the moon. It's like, how many days a year do you actually get of good stuff? The moon, I've seen these things from from Maine to Florida, sorry. 82 watching, let's smash the like hit to 100. Thank you, Liberty, and we do appreciate that, guys. As I said, it is the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And in fact, I think we are up to 100 there now. I'm a bit late, but if you are just joining us, we are doing a UFO, a UAP Skywatch, and we are coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So do say hello in the chat. I'm working my way through the tubes at the minute, so I'll bounce back over to the TikTok shortly. But yeah, say hello, let us know where you're watching from. Got a question, ask away. Maybe it's what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, something in the UFO news, or my favourite, if you've had an experience with the phenomena. We'd really, really love to hear about that one there. But yeah, just say hello as well, and make sure you're following or subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are. We do this every night. Clear skies, which we're expecting a few more of. It's the UFO UAP Skywatch. When the clouds roll in, it's alien radio signal hunt time. Like the film Contact there, we're listening out on what is called the hydrogen line of a big dish, and that is where scientists theorize that if ET is out there, that's where they would put the message, hello, is anybody else out there? It's where the wow signal was heard, and if the moon's up and I can be bothered, we'll do a moon watch. It looks like that at the minute, hopefully going to get better soon, but we see some weird things going on off and around the moon as well there, so we're always looking for some part of the phenomenon. You should get those notifications when we go live. These things have always been around, as Ryan Graves has said, and I think that was one of the most surprising parts for me. That actually, when you do look into it, into the phenomena, it may have been here the whole time. Thousands of years. Right, let's zoom in on this one.
Zoom mode activated.
It's not particularly... whoa, mouse, what are you doing? There we go, let's zoom in. So this one, this is always a very faint one there as well. Very different brightnesses, but similar speeds. So what we need to do is I zoom back out. Keep your eyes on it. I know it jumps around. There we go. It's there. And we need to see it do something strange. So we need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory. Something like that will tell us for sure that it is in fact something a little bit stranger than one of the many, many man-made satellites that are up there flying around. So we need to see that strange behavior for it to be anomalous. Oh my god, where's my message gone? It's jumped ahead on me. We got to... not too far from this point. There we go. Hydration reminder, thank you for that one. And Pierre, how are you doing tonight? Bear with me. Thank you, Ma. Thank you for the reminder. It does take me a second to get to your messages, but I do want to hear from you all. Do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. It's cool to think that there's people internationally watching these skies. In fact, this little town that we're in is called Warminster, and the reason we tell everybody where I live is because it had a UFO flap here in the 60s and 70s, and it's the most unique one I'd ever heard of, but I hadn't heard of it until moving here, which blew my mind. I thought I'd heard all of the good stories. But, yeah, no, it went on for 10 years. And it was solid. Every weekend people would travel internationally to do, basically to come and see and have an experience with the phenomena there. Absolutely amazing. And we think, by what we're seeing, that the skies here are very much still active. And was that caveman there? What do I got to do to have it hooked up to the stars and to go live? Oh, so that's a long-winded question. There's many ways of doing it. It all depends really on budgets. But you drop some message and I'll let you know to the best of my ability. And photography of the side of the Milky Way is amazing, especially because it curves, even though it's straight. Oh, syntax. I don't think seen the Milky Way in the sky with my naked eye yet. That's the next level. They're clear skies here, but they're not that clear, sadly. And when the US carrier's radar was upgraded years ago, they were seeing these things all over. They were, weren't they? That was was that a flash? I think it's in B2. See if that happens again, because that can be anomalous if we see a flash in the same place. But yeah, they're upgrading the kit, and all of a sudden, boom, they could see all of these things there. And it's real hot in Devon there, Trevor. Oh, it is hot. It is hot here tonight. I keep complaining. We're at 33.9 degrees in this little room now. Insane. It's hot everywhere. It is there. 23. That's not too bad there. Nice chilled. Right, where? Oh, it's jumping ahead of me. Bloody thing. Where did we get to? Oh. Sorry, guys. There we go. We get to around here. 11 degrees Liberty. Not too bad. Where are we down there? We need to go grab some Z's there. Hey, up, no worries. Rest up. We'll catch you later there. Vega is 26 light years away. Thank you, app. That's a lot closer than I thought. Okay, so 26 light years away. So this one here, this is Vega. Whoa, where's my mouse? There it is. Right, this one here, this big, beautiful, bright one.
Zoom mode activated.
So 26 light years away. So this light that has left that star left it 26 years ago. So we're not seeing this in real time. If that exploded right now, we wouldn't know for 26 years. Nothing can travel faster than that. Unless it's got a warp drive, that's a working around the problem. So we are looking at a Polaroid of the past there. When we're looking to the night sky, not only is it interesting from the point of view of life potentially being there, but it is also fascinating because we are literally looking back in time. This is a time machine. So if somebody said, look, I'll give you a crystal ball, and when you look into it, you can see anywhere at any time. Basically what we're doing now. And a hot bath works. I have actually heard that one. I am not brave enough tonight, though. Raf, hello. If we haven't said hello yet already. And Don, how you doing there? Hey, man, I just discovered your stream, and I'm in Ellesmere Port there, northwest. And I got a 3X Tapo C325 there. I've been recording Night Sky for about 3 months now. Got some really strange fast-moving objects on Saturday. Don, if you're up for it, if you're a Discord user, join our club there, and that goes to anybody there. Link should be in the bio for that one, little messaging community group there. But there, with personal experiences section, put those images in. That way we can all see them. We'd love to see those what you guys are seeing around there. Nothing else the previous night, so already anomalous there. I loved that one. And as Ruff says, 91 are watching and only 46 likes. We do appreciate it, guys, the likes and shares if you choose to do that. So that is how we reach you all. You never know who's going to come in and what they're going to share. An alignment there. It is an alignment. They're not just going to hit each other. You never know. Hello from Devon as well, Trevor there. Your skies, if anything, are a little bit better than they are here. It's pretty good here, but I'm reluctant to say it, but yeah. Where are we there? Liberty. Oh, a poll. You know what? I've forgotten what we're doing about now. I need the mods to do that. I'll have to change it for that one. What's XM saying? Can you zoom in? So we can zoom in on certain ones there. It is a bit janky though. Where are we there? I'm watching a podcast here in the Big Apple there. Oh, Daniel, I think you are our first from the Big Apple. That is definitely on my list of places to visit. Amazing. And welcome very much in there. How warm is it for you guys at the minute? We're going for a bit of a heat wave at the second. But yeah, have you seen anything, or is it too light polluted in your skies there? Because there are some really interesting abduction accounts, aren't there, even from the city, which I find fascinating there. 100 watching cracks. Thank you, Liberty. There, I do appreciate it, guys. You never know who we're going to meet there. And hello from Wisconsin, Jacqueline there as well. Welcome aboard. Do guys let us know if you've had an experience as well there. And hi friends, Mert, greetings from Turkey. Again, brilliant to have you back in there, mate. And that's Don as well. 325 WBs, really pleased with them. Yeah, we want to see some of those images. And Ro there as well, just for you are there. I watch Ross Coulthard regularly, and got your stream as a suggestion today. It might be good info. Oh, that's interesting to know that it's being shared in those ways. The algorithm is doing its work. I like a little bit of Ross as well there. I need to watch the latest one, which is he's talking about Trump's disclosure plan, isn't it? There, I can find it very interesting. So that's pretty cool. And thank you for the heads up there. Where are we there? And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to wherever you are there, or follow whatever there, because we are on pretty much every night. Clear skies ahead of us this week as well, so we should have a lot of sky watching coming up there, and you should get those notifications when we go live. So cloudy nights, guys, we do an alien radio signal hunt. We search on the hydrogen line, listening out for potential alien radio signals too. We're always doing Summit here. Or just missed A to D to Fort Lone. I'm keeping an eye out, and I'm watching, looking out for the anomalous ones. But I can miss the occasional ones. So keep up the good spotting there, especially guys if you want to put the grids in the chat. I will probably be a bit too late to the party with those, but the mods might be able to highlight the interactive grid, and that will draw my attention to it. If it's worth it, then zooming in on there. But yeah, we're looking for anomalous movement. So we've got one coming through, and now what's that in B1 going into B2 at the minute? It could just be a man-made satellite. There's a hell of a lot of them up there, and we're going to see mostly those. So we've got to keep our eyes on it, follow it across the screen, because as soon as it stops dead, changes course or trajectory, we will know for sure that it is in fact something a little bit stranger there indeed. So yeah, you never know when they're going to do that there. Flashing as well and coloration, things like that, can be of interest too, but they're not as slam dunks there. And I watched something interesting about using the Kraken SDR or two RTL SDRs for sharing the same clock to build passive radar. Oh, Don. I mean, that would probably be far too technical for me, but that does sound cool. Radar was something that I was trying to explore, and me, in my ignorance, I thought, ships have radar. I bet they sell those things really cheap, the old ship radar. And we looked at it, and it's like they do sell them really cheap, and it actually has a good range. But it is also illegal to use marine radar on land, and that makes a lot of sense there. But I was very disappointed. So maybe a passive radar? But just passive, so it picks up, doesn't it? It uses the radio signals that are flying around already from our radio, television, or whatever it is, broadcasts there, and it kind of like uses that, and if that bounces off something into the receiver. Nathan as well there, how are you doing? So caught anything? Not yet tonight. I mean, we've got Vega. Vega is always beautiful. How are you doing there, Nathan? And Trevor as well. The weirdest thing was 2 weeks later, I moved to, was it Bolter Park? And Paul, we had a skate park. And come 10 p.m, oh, bloody thing's scrolling ahead on me. Come 10 p.m, the lights switch off. And I saw an orange oval fly over the bay and above lots of coloured light. Again, some of these things we see, and it's just absolutely anomalous, and it's hard to convey that to people, how strange it is to see some of these things in the night sky there. And Row 29 here from North Yorkshire. Again, phenomenal skies in North Yorkshire. I'm a big Yorkshire fan there. North Yorkshire moors, God, that's phenomenal. And a few landing and close encounters of the third kinds from up your way as well. Where are we? My dad has told me stories of whales when he was in the army. Oh, I'd love to hear some of those. Polaroid of the past. It is like it. It always reminds me, you know, and it's the same thing. If somebody on that planet took a Polaroid of that star and at the speed of light run forward to us here on Earth and gave us that Polaroid, it's exactly the same thing. That light is travelled, think of it, all that distance, uninterrupted. It's not hit anything, it's not got blocked, right through to us here, into the camera lens there, into the sensor, down the wire to you guys. And Terry, you heard of the Kessler syndrome. It's a theoretical scenario where the density of objects in low Earth orbit becomes so high that collision between them creates a chain reaction. Yeah, it's this snowball effect, isn't it? And they're very worried about it. And the more objects we put up there, the likelier it is to happen. A big fear, because if that does happen, that chain reaction there, one hits another, causes 1,000 individual smaller pieces, all flying around like speeding bullets, because this is what we have to remember, guys. All those objects up there, they're falling to Earth in a big circle. There's no atmosphere, or depending on how high up you are, there's less and less and less to nothing, to the vacuum of space. But yeah, no friction, nothing slowing them down until they get lower. So essentially, it's like speeding bullets. They have to be very careful about this, don't they? We're on the ISS, and even the old James Webb got hit. That was micrometeorites, but same sort of thing, flying around. So the idea that one could hit another, could hit another, could hit another, causing this chain reaction, wiping it out there, filling low Earth orbit with debris, speeding bullets, so we wouldn't probably be able to access space, let alone put satellites and things back up there. It is just it's an interesting but scary thought, and you know, as humanity, we always push these things to breaking point. It tends to be our habit there. You know, we learn the lessons the hard way for it there, but it's fascinating, isn't it? These things. Going to grab your dinner there, may I? Oh, you meant to go look after yourself first. You've got to make sure you're filling up, and before we get on. And God is real there. Hello here from the Red Rock of Gibraltar. And God bless all here. Hello, God is real. It's good to have you in. And, oh, see, Gibraltar, fantastic. I think you're our first from Gibraltar. We're getting quite the international spread tonight, guys, which is pretty cool. Now, it's beautiful here tonight. Honestly, I was with friends in Devon, and yeah, I was pained to admit their sky was actually slightly clearer. But it's still pretty good here. Not even eaten yet. It's taking time. Just crack open a Frey Bentos, Ref. And don't just watch there, make sure to subscribe. Thank you, Liberty. Do appreciate that one. Except we are on every night, so you should get those notifications if you do that when we go live. And what do you think about the latest US release of files and videos? So I'm a big fan. I mean, it's not the Roswell bodies, that's what I want. It's kind of what we all want here. You know, look, if you're in on this stream, you're going to be the type of person that's looked into this, you've seen a lot of stuff, you're very curious minded, and you've probably got a lot of answers yourself. So these files are not yet necessarily for us. I think they will be at some point soon, but they're for everybody. So they've kind of got to go to the lowest point and kind of help everybody up there. In the same way that you don't throw your kids into like a class on theoretical physics, because you go, look, we know we want you to have a degree, you've got to be useful. Don't learn to count, you know, you need to learn the numbers before you learn the maths. And it's kind of like that with wider society. They have to be eased into it. And now we had the second drop, and it was incrementally better. If we stay on this course, we can kind of predict up. And I think as long as it all continues, I think we are on the right course. Syntax, UFO drones may have been sent over 15 years ago from a nearby system at just under the speed of light, and only just arrived last week. Propulsion is if they've got advanced propulsion. This is the thing, if they can travel close to the speed of light there. I mean, our closest is 4.2 light years away, isn't it? That is Proxima Centauri, which interestingly enough is one of these ones that may have an anomalous signal associated to it, which is pretty interesting to think, isn't it? That our closest stellar neighbour may well be at the same technological level as we are, or more advanced, which is possibly quite scary. But yeah, you know, this thing, you know, so 15 years, you know, it is that travel, as we say, you know, if they can travel pretty much near to the speed of light, and if Vega there, that big bright purple one, is in C1, that is C1, it is C1, yeah. Then, you know, if that's 26 light years away, then it only takes 26 years at the speed of light to send those drones to us. And Earth has been screaming a biosignature for 2 billion years. So if any species has had the same technology level that we've got currently, then, you know, they would have been able to know that there is life here for the last 2 billion years. Is anyone else in Michigan, Dave, there? So is anyone? I think we did have somebody in once from Michigan, but I don't know tonight, though. Dave, you might be our first in tonight. And Raf, oh, we've got a nice bright one on the screen. Where did we get to there? What's that? The Print Farm Epic Pianist. Thank you there, Print Farm, for the gift. That's very, very kind of you. Have I missed any others? Drewski as well. Kate as well. Drewski, Leanne, and Kate there. And feeding Leanne.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for those guys. Sorry, I will get back over to the TikTok chat very shortly. I'm almost at the bottom with here. Just been standing outside in the wind. Oh, I'm very jealous of Liberty there. Just get the real juicy ones. Like in the 80s. Well, hopefully we will get those. Hopefully soon, you know. But they've got to build people up, because remember, this is from an official channel, so it's very, very different. It's not like the rumours or the whistleblowers. This is officially recognised as mysterious, so they have to be, I think, responsible to ease us in there. But hopefully we are on course for that. Looks to me it could be people from a different reality and are traversing through our reality to get to another. It could well be. Look, dimensional is an aspect to this. Like, you know, when I started into this as a kid in the 90s there, it was, you know, the extraterrestrial hypothesis was the only one that I was aware of. Little green men, metal spaceships from Alpha Centauri or Zeta Reticuli, wherever it might be. But when you look at this and you look at how the universe works, and you know, what time is a factor here. Maybe they're us from the future. Maybe there are another species from the future or from the past. Maybe it's a divergent civilization. Humanity and modern humans have been around for a very, very long time. Enough time for civilization to have advanced and maybe gone a separate way and us forget about it. You've also got dimensions are at play here. You know, we do think that there are many more dimensions than what we perceive. So that could be a thing. On top of the extraterrestrial classic one as well. We just happen to see them, or parts of them. And Boom Slayer, how are you doing there? Do we have any aliens in the house? We normally have a few. And Astral there, I seem to have recorded better footage on my phone than the US military so far. The Star Wars core, but appears to be a flare, something in a parachute, which you can see in the video. So maybe, I mean, some of those videos, like the balloon one, that was the one that's like that is called UFO shooting, you know, UFO being shot, and it looks like they're just blowing up a balloon, and you think, come on lads, there's always going to be a few stragglers. I haven't actually got to the star video yet. I've seen the image of it, but it looks to me, you know, quite like a lens flare. You know, it's that brightness thing, so we have to be aware of the visual aspects of this, the same way that if I right now zoom in here,
zoom mode activated,
to Vega, we know that that star isn't on oblong like that, isn't rectangular oblong. It's not rectangular, basically. It is just a dot light source, but this lens is for some reason stretching it out a little bit to the brightness. There are those sorts of things that we have to consider. So very good point there, Astral. And Buddha Noodles there, probably a dumb question, but what's the purple dot in the sea box there? But that is not a dumb question at all, and honestly everybody asked that one, so there'll be more people are grateful that you have asked that one, so thank you for that. That one, you just zoomed in it, that is Vega, I think 26 light years away from us there. Beautiful star, bigger than our one, burning hotter and brighter, so it probably won't last as long there. The Star Vega. Oh, you already got in there, Raf. Well done there. There is no real time. Now, Trevor, you are not wrong. It took me a very long time to get my head around time. And because we're all here on this one planet, we're very, very close by. But at distances, time gets weird. First of all, if you're far enough away, time isn't in a linear order like we think. Cause and events there. It's weird. But also, we think time is what it is, and we plus or minus it for our clocks. But it is what it is. I can call you on the other side of the world, and it's still the same, you know, we're still existing in the same time frame. It's just dark for you and light for me or whatever. But time isn't actually like that. That's just because we're so close together here on this one planet. Time is more like weather. Time can be a bit weird over there. Doesn't mean it's going to be weird over here, but it might do. A bit slower here, a bit faster there. Time is incredibly strange. And been interested there, Boom, since I saw a green light shoot across the sky as a kid. And it is a lot of the time incidents like that you just wakes you up, doesn't it, to the possibility that maybe the world is a little bit stranger than we've been led to believe. Maybe there's some mystery and possibility there. That is what really interests me. It's exciting for me to think what else could be possible. I don't get it when people come from the other side of this, of the, well, no, none of this, we've not found it yet, boring. It seems so closed-minded, you know. Have a drink once in a while, scientists. But I think a lot of people will have a similar experience there, Boom. And Whipped Out, how are you doing there? For every authentic clip released there, they will release 2 fake clips, and they don't want us all thinking as one, and they need to divide amongst the people. Very interesting angle there. I think there probably is a reason why they do mix it all up there. But I think, yeah, I mean, what that ultimate goal is there. Oh, man, I'm jealous. I wish I could do that. And I believe that they're setting it in the... I believe that there's a setting in the Sony that corrects that. Ah, really? If you've got any idea what that's called, Liberty. The settings still daunt me. And Trevor, thank you, Trevor. It took me a long time. I can barely get my head around some of the science of this. But the best way I've found to conceptualize it is thinking of times more like weather. Oh, look at that big bright blue one. Perfect there.
Zoom mode activated.
There we go. Look at that. Compared to what we have been seeing tonight, look how blue that bugger is. Right, I'm going to zoom back out because this zoom mode, I need to fix that. Sorry, I forgot to do that last night and zoom back in. It's not doing necessarily anything strange. Look at that faint one there. We need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory. Anything like that will tell us for sure that it isn't one of the many man-made satellites. But that blue coloration, compared to everything else that we have been seeing, always draws my eye. Now, there are some legitimate reasons for that coloration, interaction with the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff. Again, light is a weird beast, so we can't say 100%. But we can go, that does look a little bit different, and it's worth paying attention to. Maybe it's likelier to then do the extra anomalous behaviour. But in a way, our hard rule of stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing course or trajectory there, we're making it quite hard for ourselves. With the equipment that we have at the minute, that is the only way we can say for sure. But not every ET that flies across our screen is going to do the interstellar handbrake turn. We are wanting, basically, a very rare set of situations to accrue that, you know, ET realises he's left his keys at home right over the camera and does the interstellar handbrake turn. That's not going to happen every time ET flies over. So, yeah. And time is not a prison. It is just a stubborn illusion we are used to navigate the infinite. I love that. It's a good way of putting it. And the faint one looked like it did change directions. Like, oh, Liberty. All right, I'm going to have to check that one in the clip because that is slam dunk. You could imagine how many of those faint ones are we missing where maybe that behaviour is there. Very interesting. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok quickly, but guys, I will get back to you over on the tube, so do still say hello as you're coming in, and let us know where you're all watching from tonight. Any questions, ask away there. There are no silly questions. We appreciate all of your inquiry, and it's an opportunity for us all to learn there, because most of the time I don't know the answer, but somebody in the chat will there as well. But yes, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch, and we are doing it live tonight from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stonehenge. Lots of weird things in these skies. So yeah, say hello, ask any questions there, but make sure you're followed, subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, because we are live pretty much every night there. Got to that one. Where did we get to? Trying to find my place in the chat so we don't miss anybody. Drewski's coming in with the shares. Thank you for that one. And Kate too. Again, that is how we reach all of you guys, those likes and shares. It gets more eyes and minds on the phenomena, and the more people there, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. And TikTok there, the wow signal is strange being where it come from. Nothing is there. So TikTok, that is one of the strange things. Well, there's nothing there for a very long time. You know, I think the stars in that, it's the Sagittarius constellation. I think it's like they start at like 100 and something light years away, which is, you know, it's in the same town in space terms, but any radio signal that is traveling those sorts of distances has got to be incredibly powerful. It take a hell of a lot of energy, so it is quite anomalous. It wasn't obvious where that one could have come from. A lot of the other anomalous signals that we detect are they appear to be anyway, from closer by stars, you know, within the sort of the 4 to 10 light year, maybe sometimes the 20 light year range. So it's a good point. Print as well. Yeah, I think I hear about the Jupiter merge thing. I wasn't sure if it was a fake news that you never know in this day and age. I think if a lot of you guys are talking about it, then it's always that for me is the point of interest there. And is it Shakan there as well? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Drew coming in with the gifts as well there. When will the Black Knight be able to be picked up? When will it be picked up on your setup? Obviously, it needs to line up. So that is the thing. It depends what orbit they theorise it is in, isn't it? They've got to get that alignment right. Then it's got to bounce that light back down to us. But in theory, the Black Knight wouldn't necessarily, if it's just casually floating around there in orbit, and I think I've heard that it's in a polar orbit, but yeah, it wouldn't necessarily appear any differently to one of these satellites, because if you think of it, alien satellite versus man-made satellite, how are we going to tell the difference? They're both moving in the same way, reflecting that light back down to us on Earth. Maybe one of those tumbling ones could be it, those flashes and pulses that we see there. And tap chat, thank you, Drewski. And Marcus sent another treasure box. I hope you guys that claim those coins thanked Marcus for that one. And Yorkshire Coin Hunter, how are you doing? Good to see you in. Oh, we're all good. I'm a little hot, a little warm. What are we on now, guys? Is that now 33.9 degrees? It's a very warm room, this one tonight. Alan likes the heat. He says Venus is his planet of choice for his holidays. And Freeman, no. And fishing last night. Some proper sightings. Some proper strange flashes. Clear skies, no planes in sight, and nothing on radar. The flashes are interesting. A lot of people will write them off as, iridium flares, that occasional satellite, and we do see it actually from satellites. To be somewhat fair, that they're in their orbit, right, like this, and then as you can see, look, it catches that light flash just to get reaches the there we go, that's better, like that, on its arc of its orbit, and we see that reflect down to us here on Earth. But they were seeing similar things, and we now know, because they've had a look at the evidence there, the old photographic plates. They were seeing that before anything man-made was up there. So not all of those flashes are going to be man-made satellites. Very interesting there. Oh, so Print Farm, we should have a link in bio for the Discord there. So if you go onto our main TikTok profile, I don't think you can post links in the chat there, or they don't work when we do it there. And is it Shannon can as well there? Thank you for the shares, do appreciate that. And where are we in that one? Drewski, Kate as well coming in with the gifts there. And why is it illegal? What did I say was illegal? I've totally forgotten now. I think it's great. I honestly, I am so pleased of how many of you guys also enjoy doing this. And most nights with us as well there. And it is important that we have as many eyes on it, because the more minds you have, the more people that think slightly differently can come to different conclusions, and therefore easier to solve the problems, the curiosities, of what might be going on. But also those eyes, when it's calmed down a bit, and I think it's the moonlight at the minute that is giving us, slowing it down a bit. It's doing our night vision in ever so slightly, and therefore we're seeing less objects moving. But that will go in a few days, so we'll be back up to having some really cool, or lots more activity, which so we're still getting some, as you can see. Look, just coming in there and see one. But where was I going with that? Yeah, it's more eyes able to follow more of these objects. We've had 14 or 15 of them on the screen at any one point. You've got to follow it all the time when they're across the screen, because it only takes that last minute change of course or trajectory there to tell us for sure that it is something strange. So if you're just joining us, this is a live UFO UAP Skywatch coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. Do say hello in the chat. Take me a minute to get to you. Working my way through the backlog on the TikTok at the minute there, but I do want to hear where you're all from there, and welcome you all in and see if you answer any questions. Have you ever seen the UFO video from Turkey where you see the beings inside the craft there? And that's Can't Explain It. I have seen that one. It's a very, very interesting video. I do wonder, if the actual seeing the two beings, because it really does look like that. It zooms in, it's over the sea, and apparently this would come back multiple nights there, and you zoom right in on the UFO, and it looks like in the shape of the UFO, there's a gap. You'd imagine a glass bit, and you could see what looks like to be two traditionally alien sort of face outlines. I'm worried, because it is quite distant, it is quite dark there. Are we just seeing something that looks like that? But it's a fantastic image. It really is fantastic there. And it's non-human text there, heading in the right direction. DC, keep up the good spotting. Oh, about CERN, what's that one? Oh, if a housefly hit the Earth at the speed of light, it would obliterate the planet there. It makes you wonder. And that's all about energy, isn't it there? It really does. I mean, the energy, physics is weird. It's really, really weird, and it's no wonder that whole solar systems, sometimes galaxies, can be wiped out in the blink of an eye. One of the weirdest things that we don't know the answer to is this thing that basically the edge of the visible universe there is, because of the speed of light can only go so fast and the rate of the universe expanding, there's a bubble around us of the universe that we'll be able to see ever. We'll never see beyond, we'll never be able to perceive, measure, or whatever it is beyond that bubble. That is our outer limit. But there are galaxies right on the edge of that bubble that are, by the looks of it, are being pulled out of the visible universe. And we have no idea what space structure could be large enough to do that one, right? Because these are whole galaxies here. We don't know anything that can do that one, but we're seeing it. So what the hell is going on? Space is always going to be weirder than you ever think. And I'm sure my Wiz is great in a hot female skin suit because of the length of her fingers and toes. Oh, maybe. That reminds me of the 70s UFO sightings with the three-breasted aliens. And Livs, how are you doing there? What's the red dot in A2? Good spotting with those eagle eyes. That one is a hot pixel, I think, on the camera sensors. We've got a couple of them. There's a blue one, a little bit higher up, I think, in B1 or C1 as well. And we also get one, in fact, let's highlight these. So yeah, the blue one's around there, and another red one there, and there. They're duff. So if we spin the camera around, they'll stay physically in the same position, but they do look cool. how strong they are. We sometimes, excuse me, sometimes we will see stars go those sorts of colours. I'm happy for exactly, Brent. Where are we? Let's have a look. Yeah, someday a flyby and others a drag on in time. Time is very theoretical still. No, you're very right. That time, gravity, and there's some other things that we take for granted because we've got a functional definition, a functional understanding of these things, consciousness as well. But science really doesn't know what they fundamentally are, or really how they work in a lot of ways. But yet they are. We all interact with it all day, every day. You'd think that they've got that locked down. They really don't. These are our best guesses at the time. And what is the likelihood that we are anywhere near correct? I think we're going to be looking at single-digit percentages that we are correct rather than single-digit percentages that we're wrong. The universe is going to be very, very strange. And the blue could actually be a plasma engine trail, but it could be even that the blue one is the different dimensions, but we see it like that because of the fast. I mean, you're right, the dimensions are weird, and we definitely, I think, have a weird, because of Hollywood, how we visualize and conceive of dimensions isn't quite right there. They Hollywood describe it like sort of the multiverse. You'll pop into a different world, a different universe or something. But dimensions aren't quite like that. They are the same space that we're in now, but just a different way to interact with it. And that's the best I can do to describe it. And, Oscar, you're back on your Kerbal account there. Oh, you've made some progress there. Just posted a vid. I'll have to check that one out later. And they say that they say it's in polar orbit. Tick tick. I had heard that one. I wonder if one day we can try and track it here. If we could align it right. I mean, then again, it's probably not going to be registered, is it? Like publicly available or there. And Print Farm coming in with the gifts again there, Drewski as well. Appreciate all of those guys. All gifts, subs, Patreons, members, super chats, all that jazz. It goes back into stream, help us improve or what we're doing, and hopefully increasing our odds of these detections there. Peter the UFO. And TikTok there, question, why is it on Google Earth that you see the South Pole, but North Pole you see no ice, just water? So is the North Pole the magnetic North Pole? Is it that? That's a good question. I don't know, because I know the magnetic point, where your compass is point, is all over the place. That was something I learned back in my military days. I was a cadet, not military. But it was, true north, magnetic north, and map north as well there. Free north, just to confuse you there. Oh, the boat radar thing, Kate. That was it. That was what was it illegal. Yes, so basically, when we're doing our alien radio signal hunt, this comes up quite a lot. So the radio spectrum, if you think of it like, your radio dial where you're tuning your different FM stations, up and down, Radio 3, Radio 4, Radio 1, whatever it is you might be doing, Jazz FM, the real radio spectrum is much, much wider than that. Much, much wider. Like pulling out a tape measure, basically. And that bit that you have on your home radios there is just a small chunk, and they allocate chunks of it for different purposes, like your commercial radio there. They do a bit for marine radio, for the ships talking to each other, for the aircraft talking to each other, for talking to satellites there as well. The military have a good chunk as well. But it's not just, radio communications. That's it. Lots of things use radio technology. Wi-Fi, household technology, your mobile phone networks, again, that uses radio waves, and they have to basically make sure that they know, because radio's a bit funny, if there's contesting frequencies, the strongest one will win out, basically. So they have to make sure that the space is clear, that part of that channel is free for that thing to use it, and it's not getting involved with something else. But radar is a radio signal as well, and therefore they have to make sure that when you're making a radar, that it operates on that frequency, so it also doesn't start to mess with people's home radios, and likewise that things aren't going to interfere with it as well. So with the marine radar, they work on a chunk of the frequency, but also geographically as well. So they'll say, look, in this physical area, this person. You notice with your with commercial radio stations in the UK, you'll have different frequencies in different parts of the country. So they'll say, look, you can transmit in this area on this frequency, that's yours, but you have to be on that frequency and the same power, so you don't bleed into somebody else's territory, and then you're fighting for it. Same with like the marine radar. That band, that part, that channel or range of channels is kept for marine radar, so then nobody's radios are going to get interfered with. If you bring it on land, they've probably allocated that for something else. But also there's a danger thing, because radar is such a high-powered signal. It's not like our mobile phones. It's a very, very high-powered signal. And in fact, radar in general is one of the things that ET might pick up first from us, because it is so high-powered going out there. The signal's going to last the longest. You will you can cause damage by being in front of a big radar dish there. Even on the little marine ones, they can cause all sorts of bad problems there, because essentially that's how your microwave works. It's sending very high powered radio waves out into your food, which is cooking it, and you can do the same with a very rudimentary instruction there. And the meandering photographer, what am I saying tonight? I'm very hot. The meandering photographer, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for the follow. And I would love to see something strange. Adam, 100% there. We've seen a few strange things. You must have caught a few with us there. Added one moon, Tres, and the sub-moon. You're getting it back. Did you see the video about the black hole where they lined up like several different telescopes? Oh, no, I don't think I have seen that one, print file. Black holes are absolutely fascinating, though. One of my biggest fears, and this is one of those ideas I had as a kid, and I think a lot of you guys have probably had as well, and then I wrote it off with, that's just childish thinking, but what if we're in a black hole? What is the reverse? You hear that a black hole is matter being condensed down to an infinitely dense point, and then you think of something like the Big Bang, which is matter exploding from an infinitely dense point. It makes sense. Maybe we come from a black hole. And then as an adult you go, no, the scientists would have figured that out. Turns out there's a lot of evidence that we may well be in a black hole. Maybe that's how universes are formed, like nested inside of each other there through black holes. Lots of evidence that does point that way. It's not conclusive, but it's a very plausible argument. Lots of people are taking it very, very seriously. The mathematics that describes the singularity, the very center of a black hole, to its outer edge, the event horizon. There was a flash. It's the same maths that describes basically our universe. Oh, look, we've got a flasher down here.
Zoom mode activated.
We've got maybe two. Oh, there we go. Look, now this is an interesting one. See if it moves. From my cursor, it is moving a bit. But from going from 0 to that bright, okay, it's a bit duller now. That can be quite interesting there, the changes of brightness. Now, we need to measure its periodicity of the flash there, because if it's variable, that can be very interesting. Oh, it's gone dull. Are we going to see it again? Oh, I see it's gone bright again. Now, that is anomalous. So satellite, I'm going to zoom back out. Keep your eyes on it. It is right down here, guys, in C4 at the minute. Oh, there it is. So it's just down. Oh, no, it's just off the screen for you guys. Why is that not on screen for you? I have to zoom in a touch more so you have a chance of seeing that again. There we go. So it's down there. So as objects are moving around up there, be they ET or be they a man-made satellite, they, reflect the sun's light back down. That's how we're seeing it. But if they are moving but tumbling, look, so no flash, flash, no flash, flash. So if they're doing that, that is how we can see that flashing effect. Again, could be ET, could be something stranger. Now, oh, for Jesus Christ, that was the wrong way to zoom, Sam. Now, if that flash is variable, like if it's not doing the same pattern, that is, again, can be very interesting. So a man-made satellite, they're not designed to rotate, most of them. In fact, it's quite bad for them. They're designed to point one way, most of the modern ones. If it's a spy satellite, that camera is pointing down to the Earth. If it's rotating, that camera ain't doing its job, same as its solar panels aren't, getting charged from the sun. So it's normally when they're at the end of their life or that sort of jazz that you see it there. But if that isn't a repetitive flash, because as it's tumbling, there's no friction, so nothing's going to slow it down really until it gets into the lower. We would see the same cadence of flashes, flash, 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 whatever that may be, depending on the shape of the object there. But if we're seeing flash, 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 so that variable, that could point to something else going on there. So it can be anomalous, and I think that was definitely with the brightness variation. That's quite interesting.
Anomalous object. Confirmed.
Well, yeah, thank you, computer. Right, back down to where do we get to there? Adam as well, and Tick Tick coming in with the gifts. Thank you guys for those. Where did we get to? It works so that you could see the front side and what happens on the back, as well as a Stargate. Oh, could be interesting. I mean, there are possibilities to these things. M to the C, how are you doing there? Red flashing B2. Liv, B2. Okay, that's an interesting one. I'll keep an eye out for that one. And Tick Tick. The North Pole goes through a melting period in the summer and freezing in the winter. So is it part of that then? Is it just it melts away and not? And what's the strangest thing that you've seen? Yorkshire. We've got a few contenders to this. The triangle formation that blocked out the stars behind it, so we're saying triangle across. The two green orbs chasing each other, or the big bright orange bastard that came over the screen. No idea what that one is. That was really, really strange, that one. The other week, actually, quite recently, we had the flashing object, but it was flashing different colours. Like it was going red, green, blue, red, green, blue, cycling through them all, which I don't think the normal flashing can do. So that was quite interesting. The story of the black hole, that a star went in and came back out a few days later, is interesting. Oh, I've heard that there's something around our one in the Milky Way. Is it our supermassive black hole there, that they thought there was a star orbiting it and it's not acting in the same way? Was it that one? And it could, the light difference, be the wobble of light moving through space. So, ticked it. That is what happens with the twinkling of stars. So definitely, you think of those planets, that light is leaving, so playing the stars, the light's leaving that star, travelling all this way. The time it reaches here is quite weak. And then just a thicker atmosphere, and our atmosphere does vary a little bit, that is what creates that twinkling effect for us there. But the planets, they're closer reflecting light, so they don't tend to twinkle as much. It's a good little rule of thumb there. But for those flashing objects that we're seeing up there, I don't think whatever was, it would be consistent, not in the real brightnesses. Like that one was really bright, so that's got to be to do with reflectivity of the shape of the object, so again, just the smaller, not much surface area to bounce the light, larger, more surface area, more light, or maybe it's like a solar panel that's reflective or something like that. But when it varies like that, it points to a very weird shape, going medium reflective, large reflective, all that sort of stuff. Interesting. TikTok, it's a good idea. I've got to go. It's the Silent Feral's 15th birthday tomorrow that I've got to go set up there. Well, I hope that has a fantastic time, and you too there, Kate, and make sure you rest up as well. Right, I am going to just remembered their liberty. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the tubes. Guys, if you are just joining us tonight, we are doing a live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch, and we are coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. Lots of weird and wonderful things in these skies. Do help us spot the weird and wonderful. Drop the grid reference in, and I'm just going to get over to the tubers chat, and we can see. Do say hello as well. Let us know where you're all watching from. We'd love to hear from you there. Any questions? Ask away. Let me see where we got to in the chat. Scary stuff, boom. It can be that, look, the universe can be amazing and mysterious, but probably it's a good chunk of it that can be quite scary there. Star Video is just a star using its moving abilities. It actually does remind you of that, doesn't it? Boom, it's been interested since I saw it. Oh, I saw that one. I must have missed those ones previously. We got to that. Oh, okay, I'm not quite ahead. Oh, bloody thing. Get to where I was and then literally scrolls ahead on me. I think one looked like it did change direction. Yep, got that one. And is that Pro as well? A1 just split into two. Oh, I didn't see that one. I'm going to clip that one if I'm not too far behind on it. And Boom Island, welcome. Your skies are very, very active there. There was one object in A1 that just split into two now. Pro, that is very, very anomalous. And where's A1 is that one down there. So yeah, I totally bloody missed that one. Right, but luckily it's all recorded, so I will skim through the stream and see if we can catch up. Thank you for the heads up there. Keep up the brilliant spotting. When I filmed the drones over Lake Neath, other streamers sat out all night and we saw so many lights. Oh, God, I would have loved to have been out there and seen some of that activity there. Have you got on your military aviation channel, have you still got those videos up? I imagine you would have. So I'd imagine, guys, check out, it's called Military Aviation Channel, isn't it? If you want to see some of those over on the tubes. Trevor, my birthday is July the 19th, and we always went to Wiltshire as kids. Then we are doing it this July at the age of 51 there. Something weird always happens. Well, you've got to let us know when it does. That's quite nice to do that, Going back to the things as kids, one of the nicest things about moving to the country here in Wiltshire has been that it is like my childhood in a lot of ways. It is... I can smell nature. There are bugs and insects. They clean the curbs. They fill potholes in the roads. They collect your bins. Not like where I was in Essex. Very much like a childhood. It's absolutely amazing. So what actually is said to be the earliest ever recorded sighting? Or depends if you're like a literal sighting, because there's a lot of the religious stuff there, Raf. It's a very good question. That we would now go, wait a minute, you're saying angel. I'm thinking ET, and some really old biblical ones there as well. I mean, you can go back to the ancient Sumerian stuff there. Again, are you interpreting those encounters? I think the earliest we can go back to, if we're talking about any form of evidence or connection to it, is going to be, I can't remember which cave it is and what the exact age of it is, but there is cave paintings that appear to be greys. 2007 for that one. The heat is not caused by the sun, Pierre. What is it caused by then? Have you ever seen a UFO? Stuart, brilliant question. Yes, we've definitely seen a lot of unidentified things. Now, to be fair, can I say that that is ET as it's waving as it goes by? I can't say for sure. But what I can say is some of those sightings that we've seen are not shooting stars, they're not satellites, aircraft or drones. We can filter those out relatively easily enough. But then we are left with this UFO, that unidentified. It really puts the U in unidentified flying object, doesn't it there? What is it? Is it some sort of strange weather phenomena that we've not observed before? Or is it some sort of super secret military craft there that is not just decades but levels of science ahead of anything else there? Because some of those observable, some of those strange behaviours there, we are not even close to being able to achieve. It's not a linear development thing, it is that we are not close at all to it. And I think a nice blue one here.
Zoom mode activated.
Again, look how nice and minty fresh that one is there, that's travelling through. Keep your eyes on it there, we're looking for that strange anomalous behaviour. Right, where is it? That's a good question. We could be like a brain. Each galaxy is a neuron. Well, as above, so below. There is, isn't it? Like the distribution of neurons and stuff, you know, in the brain is the same as, you know, how galaxy matter spreads us. There's some sort of connection there. And you look at some of those images, and there are, as above, so below. There are so many matches. It's very interesting there. And it is hot on the Earth. Well, it is at the bloody minute, Pierre. Very much at the minute. In fact, it is like that. CO2. So CO2 is more insulating. That's what the theory is there. The sun has to put the heat in first of all, but that's what they say CO2 is. You know, basically is a greenhouse gas, and therefore makes it harder for that heat to dissipate. But it is also absolutely essential for us here on life. We can't demonize it. All the inner planets have been heating up since the 1950s, and it's the sun, and it's normal. I am a big fan of these things. I know that I don't know, so I try to just make sure that any course of action I take based on any of these sorts of things is not going to be drastic either way. You know, that is the thing. There is a cost to each which way there. Carbon dioxide is the most important greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, responsible for about 64% of the climate warming effect. It is the most important gas there because it is plant food that then produces oxygen for us. It is very important in a lot of ways there. And again, look, weather is complex. Our climate, our atmosphere is complex there. We can't. What I know for sure, this is the one thing I know for sure, is that we cannot collapse complex systems down to short one-liners that fit the media and that fit political agendas. That's when you know that things are going sky. Whether what is going on is or not, but I'll catch you later, Maya. And it's great for plant life. It really is. It's the greenest it's been on record, isn't it? But is it bad in other ways? And it comes mainly from the combustion of fossil fuels and cement production there. So this is the other question, is right. That's what we're told in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of arguments as well that it comes from other processes, you know, just natural processes that come up as well. And I'm not intelligent enough to know who's lying to me there, but there is definitely not a consensus on a lot of it there. See, China as well does a lot of that. And the level of CO2 in the atmosphere has a broken at 3 million year record. But that you've got to be careful with those records, because when you start to look into where they take them from and then how they analyse the averages of the data, that's when they play games. It's like every year we hear it's the hottest this, it's the hottest that, and then it's also the wettest. And then you're looking at it, they're not, you know, taking it as like for like, you know, from the same weather stations. They're doing silly maths. Not saying there's nothing going on. Going on a side tangent here. I'm not saying we're not going on at all. I just say we have to be careful in how we have the conversation, because this is the thing. If we get ourselves in a right panic, and it isn't that level of panic, which we do have a habit of doing, especially lately as humans, then we will apportion resources and make decisions based on that, which will be wrong. You know, we will make those decisions. There is a cost to not doing other things as well. And they always show up in Be Free Good, spotting their giggles as well. I'm a bit behind, but catching up now. And model estimates CO2 in atmosphere at parts per million. I mean, yeah, but this is the thing. It's also been a lowest for a long, long time, hasn't it? There, our CO2, wasn't it? It's been crazy here, there, and everywhere. But this thing, it's like there is a certain model, and these are the things. These models, that's where the shenanigans can come from, because you go, well, how accurate is the model? And Deck as well there, B2, keep up the good spot, and Dave as well there. I saw a thing from somewhere else, honestly. Dave, tell us more. And Trevor, if you mess with nature, it's like water, it'll find its way to balance there. I mean, I think my core principle with these things is that we should always try to be better. But you know, nature will do what it wants to do. Like, you know, this is one thing that does get me with it, all of that, is that we cry that we're making changes when nature makes all the changes it bloody wants to do anyway. We can't really decide anything really, but there is not one snapshot of Earth. And this is probably my autistic brain here being a bit, you know, petulant. But we're losing species, we're losing landscapes, we're losing this, we're losing that. This is changed from this. There is not one Earth that was the Earth that we're deviating from. It's been many different things with many different species over the many years. Now, we can say we do not want to damage X, Y, or Z. That's fine. We can say that. We want to keep this landscape and these species because we find them interesting and pretty. That's fine. But there isn't like an overarching and objective baseline that the Earth was or is this. Like, you know, we're a blip on its timeline there. And should have seen what was on NASA last night. Look like a SpongeBob, but I screenshotted it on my post on YouTube. What? Giggle, that reminded me, maybe it's one of the files that we... was it one of the recent files? Because that is ringing a bell. I feel like we saw something like that. And how long are you on till delusion? Good question. Probably another 10 minutes or so there. But I might push it a little bit longer. It's been a good night. We're still getting some movement. And Pierre there. Today, the causes are identified. They are emissions, are linked to human activities. But this is the thing. That isn't... It's still contested to various degrees. I just don't trust scientists. I'm not saying we're not having some effects on these things like that, but these things aren't as... you got to remember that even when we're talking about the UFO stuff as well, like the scientists will say these things as definites, and this is what makes me skeptical of everything, and I'm talking absolutely everything here, is that they treat these things as definites when they're talking to the general public, but in their own circles, they go back to talking about more scientific statistics. But these things are degrees of truth. There are certain observations that science can, you know, prove, and that is, you know, with a high degree of confidence, but a lot of it is interpretations based on that factual data. A lot, you know, a model is great if you have accounted for everything, and that's when human interpretation gets in the way there. So that is the thing. That's for me. I'm not making any drastic decision there. And camera is pointing to 180 degrees of most probable sightings area there, Master Plumber. Funny, I've had a Master Plasterer on it as well recently, but we've got Master Plumber there. So, whereabouts are we pointing at the minute? Where was Vega's moved now? Hold on, let's move it around. Let's get rid of that. See if we can catch Vega again. Hold your hats. Oh yeah, less clouds there. Ah, here we go. This is a better part of sky, guy. Oh, there you go. Look at the colours on that one now. Damn it, should have pointed it around. Thank you for pointing it out. Scooby, whenever this is over there, pop over to the Disclosure Tonight podcast. I need to write that one down. In fact, let me put it on a tab. I will try, but it gets quite late here. It depends what time it's all live. Let me write it one down. Disclosure Tonight. Because I do keep forgetting. I do want to at some point. Where are we? There. Very fun and informative. I bet it is. And CJ there. Operation Bluebeam. Again, look, the idea that the government would utilise a false flag operation from ET there to kind of, you know, implement stuff. I am 100%. Of course they would do it. They do it with foes from, you know, prosaic means. So if that was an option for them, like a million, of course they would do it there. But Blue Beam itself probably was of its time, and maybe it's passed out. But I think they would, and that is something we'll have to be cautious of when we do get disclosure. When we are going forward there, that yeah, we could go there. There's a back chat to share stories and videos. And the first photos of UFOs were the late 1940s, as far as I know. That is the modern syntax, the modern ufology era, isn't it there? And I think, yeah, you're probably right on that one. First, photographic images around that one. But there were reports before that. But it wasn't in the zeitgeist. And this is the thing. As humans, if we don't know something exists, we find it very hard to observe. Now, imagine a layperson They know satellites exist, most people. Maybe they're on a midnight walk, they're looking up to the beautiful night sky, and then they see a light streak across the sky, and then, you know, turn a right angle. If that was you or I, we would go, wait a minute, they can't do that. That's very anomalous. But they might go, oh, it's a satellite, or it's a shooting star, because they don't have the filtration for it there. So before that modern UFO wave, before UFOs became a thing in people's consciousness, is why you see the spikes of sightings. It's because people are looking, and then they now know that is an option as well. So it could be to do with that. And CJ there, what is the count there? 131 underground bases. Oh, no idea. They talk about a lot, and I'm not fully sold on all of them. I know underground bases are a thing, but I'm not a big fan at the minute, and I could definitely be wrong on the DUMBs, they call them, the deep underground military bases that maybe are connected across continents. I'm not sold on that one yet. Some very interesting people, though, that I do respect have got a lot of data and a lot of good points. And today, the causes. No, see, that is the thing. They are, if you have authority and trust, Pierre, in those people. But then there are other people that say the opposite as well. So it's like, who do you trust more? There is a sort of a casual consensus. The missing puzzle base could well be, CJ. And the UK is such a small contributor, but that is another point. And Master Eyes on Cinema YouTube has the best library of the first, second, and third encounters, and it really fills in the gaps. Why? Actually, Master, you're not wrong there. Now, Eyes on Cinema, when I first caught some of their videos, I'm like, this doesn't seem to be like the content I'd expect for a channel like this, but I'm all for it. There's some interesting stuff that they've got there. And just join the Discord, Boomslat. Thank you for that one. And guys, do check that one out. Link in bio for that one. Got a really cool community. There are all sorts of personal accounts over there of images and videos that you guys have had. You can add yours to it. I'll just read through them. All the latest news. Free Eye Atlas has got its own section, all that jazz. And we're doing a monthly alien-themed movie club, which you are all welcome to join us for. That'll be next Friday at some point there. And it's going to be Capricorn 1, which is a spacey-themed one. Secret space missions sort of thing. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you can be able to join us for that one. We chat along in the Discord. So good to see you over there, Boomslayer. And Vortex there, let me summon one for you. Please do. And that is a big thing in the phenomenon now. You know, the ability that this consciousness connection there, C5, or even communication with lasers and things, that you can have a bit of a to and fro relationship. You can potentially summon them. I'm hearing very good results of this. It's not something I've really played around with, but we do want to do it more. So Vortex, 100% give it a go. And I'm going to have to skip by those ones because we're going off topic with that one. We've covered it going a bit off topic there, Pierre. So it's an interesting debate, but not for this stream. And I joined yesterday, JM there, and now I want to start recording the Alberta's night sky there. I have footage of something from 2001 there. So, JM, did you join the Discord there? Because put it in there, we'd love to see it. And that way all the community can see it there, even if they're not on the stream right now. But the Alberta night sky would be absolutely fascinating. And I am trying to think of a way of being able to, like, well, look, we've got a lot of an empty schedule here. Like, it's only dark, especially during the summer, for a few hours here in the UK. Could we bring other people's cameras in, you know, and stuff like that during some of those hours when it's not dark here? I'd be up for that if anybody else has got some cameras. I'm working on the technology. It's not quite there yet. I don't care what they say. They don't speak for all. Definitely there. I never tell you the truth. Well, that is true there. Catch you Scooby as well next time. But thank you for joining us there. Very true, but also with oxygen, Pierre. You know, anything in the wrong amount, we are surprisingly delicate creatures. The problem is these things are just far more complex. That is the problem. And if you don't take enough data into whatever it is that you are looking to solve, your answers are only going to be as effective as close to what the data is that you included. Anyway, let's bounce back over to the TikTok. Let's see where we got to. So, guys, if you are joining us, we are doing a live UFO or UAP Skywatch tonight, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country. Just down the road from Stonehenge. Lots of weird and wonderful things in the night sky. Do say hello in the chats. Let us know where you're all watching from there. And yeah, hopefully I'll get to you there. But if you're following and subscribe to get those notifications when we go live, because we go live pretty much every night. And a few more clear skies ahead of us this week. If it is a cloudy night, though, we do an alien radio signal hunt there, and it looks like that. There you go. We are listening out, kind of like the film Contact, listening on the hydrogen line there, hoping to hear ET say hello. It's where Scientists think we are most likely to hear a message from ET, and also where the wow signal and others were heard before. Where did I get to in the chat? We got that one there. Oh, why is my jaw doing this? Oh. Oh, we got Kate going, didn't we? Where did we get to? If you travel faster than a light, time stops, or what if we are the creation of something that entered a black hole and we're living in a singularity? I lean towards we're living in singularity, but I heard an interesting fact, about why that speed limit is there, and I hadn't heard it before. But basically, that is the fastest possible refresh rate of the universe. Like, you know, if you think of like a film strip, that each film scene, you know, it's, you know, how many scenes per second they're your FPS, you know, that's what makes up a motion picture there. And, you know, the higher the quality, the more images per second it shows you. Well, there is like a minimum for that for the universe, or a maximum, you know, that is the speed of light. So it's not so much, you know, why is it arbitrary? That's why it comes from. And I thought that was absolutely fascinating there. And in C1, 2, and 3, it looks like the clouds, or is that a dust cloud in space being picked up on camera at TikTok? So I don't think the cam's quite that good yet, but it's a good point. That is a wave of cloud there. And average, how are we doing? A1, good spot. I'm so far behind. Sorry there. Oh, it was following the line perfectly between A and B, or changing colours. Now, that was an interesting one. Now, I tend to go through the videos of the recordings if there's ones that we've missed, and we'll tend to clip those ones. Keep an eye out on our main channels for those. Haven't done it in a while, but we've got a few ones hopefully tonight. Drewski, I think all the electric devices and data farms are warming the planet more than we realise. It's a consideration. That is actually a consideration. There's definitely an argument of human intervention. I think there is a degree of it. I just don't know by how much, but I do know. I know what people when they're trying to sell me something. I know what hysteria sounds like. I smell bullshit a mile off there, and that just makes me. And look, maybe they're lying because it is so important, but also I just can't trust it anymore. After they do, it had light, but also that one. Oh, it had light pollution before you moved. So yeah, that is because it's pointing a little bit too much over the town. So I don't normally like to point it that way, but I was avoiding cloud earlier. But yeah, see the difference in the brightnesses when we move the camera. That is a little bit more over the town than this bit here. What's your thoughts on the Egyptian hieroglyphs with UFOs on them? I'm open to them being, you know, something that we're interpreting, but I do find it interesting that, I mean, the Egyptians are not short of interesting things related to the phenomena, are they? I mean, oh my jaw, don't know what's going on there. But the Dendera temple, they talk of literal stargates, like literal stargates. You know, you go through that gate, you end up in that star system. So I think there's a lot going on there. Oh, you're back there, live at a random rural farm in Hampshire. Oh, I do like a good farm. Hampshire is lovely as well, not far from us. Just heard footsteps outside the window. It's me. Oh, see, that is the only problem with living rurally, when away from everybody else does. Yeah, using this to say, Oscar, I feel you there. Oh, Drew's jaw scaler, the muscles are cramping. Maybe it's something like that. I've had a dodgy jaw since a bad extraction, but I yap all night, so I'm not surprised. But I never used to get this, you know, so it's a very new one there. And New Sky Space Agency there. Hello, what are you doing on these lives? If you don't mind, not at all. Brilliant question, New Sky. I hope you're still with us there. It has taken me a while to get around to you. But we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch. So this camera, about 10 metres in front of me in my garden here in Wiltshire, in the UK. So right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. We say that because it's relevant. Lots of weird stuff has happened in these skies, and I don't think you'll see it over on the TikToks. But speaking of which, guys, look, this is what it looks like over on the YouTube. You see much more of the sky. It's up the right way, less of me, and there's lots of contextual data there. But we give away our location, which is Warminster in Wiltshire. The reason I do that is because this little town has had a lot of activity over the years, and I hadn't heard about it until moving here. There, brain went dead. And I was like, why the hell haven't I heard about this? But the 60s and 70s, it was the UFO hotspot. People would travel internationally here to this little village and have all these experiences with the phenomena. And it wasn't just lights in the sky. It was apparent landings, abductions, meetings of beings, having the ET phone them, dead animals, missing time, all those sorts of stuff. So we're kind of investigating live together, collaboratively there, to see if there's stuff still going on. And we see some interesting things. Where are you joining from there, New Sky? I hope it's just a Fox. More than likely is there, Oscar. And I'm leaning towards needing AI because we are overpopulating and need autonomous building. I mean, could be a way for it. And are you still there, Space, as well? Good. Hopefully that was a good answer for you there. And if aliens are there, why do you think they have not just showed themselves to everyone? Well, TikTok, is this one of these traps that we fall into? Because, you know, it's recited a lot. Because lots of people report having experiences and sightings with them. You know, we're not short for it. So maybe they have showed ourselves, you know. Maybe they just don't care enough to do anything officially, you know. Maybe they're just going about their business doing what they want. And then we are seeing these casual things. I mean, look how bright that one is for the minute. Again, we need to see that anomalous movement. But, you know, there's some of the things we see here. So maybe it's that. You know, we hear a lot of things like, you know, oh, well, if, you know, the Fermi paradox, where are all the aliens? There's a lot of evidence that points that way, isn't there? And these things can build on another world, ready to sustain people in future, or it turns us either way. I mean, that is the thing, Tick. It is, and a lot of technology has been like that. I mean, I do think AI is a bit different there, because we are talking potential artificial general intelligence there. Nuclear weapons, fire, were not intelligent in of themselves. And if we cross that line, then it is a bit of a game changer there. But again, most technologies said have a good and a bad. If something is effective, then it's effective both ways. You're going to try and go to bed. Oh, good luck, Oscar. Oh, you'll be fine. And New Sky, I'm also into space, and I'm trying to become my own private agency. So I've made a satellite already. That is pretty cool, and I commend doing that. And I think it's so important. You've got to aim for the stars, and quite literally in your case there, that is pretty cool. Hey, New Sky, just show us some of your... If you're up for it, join the Discord. We'd love to see pictures of your satellite. I don't think we've had anybody in that's kind of got that sort of skill set in. We'd love to hear more about it there. You lost your bed, X? Yes. Oh my God, I've just noticed the time. Yeah, we'll have to wind up there for a second. Thank you for the heads up. Can you tuck me in as well? And I was always told if it's in films, it's probably already happened or going to happen. And it's really looking like that now, isn't it? I mean, this thing, they take, even if it's an artist that hasn't been informed, that is the nature of art of the arts, is they are picking up on the flavours, the themes, the trajectory. Now, it might not necessarily go that way, but there is something in the air that is causing that. No, in the UK, the legal rules are stronger than the UK. So post it off. There might be a way around it. US, you mean? But good for doing it. Would love to do that one day. Not sure what we'd get our satellite to do there. Oh, flashing A1. I caught that one on time. Right, hold on. Fucking cursor. A1. Right, okay. Up here, we're looking for a repeat of this flash. Good spot in there. Liv, I believe it. This is the thing. The truth of all this stuff is probably going to be a lot stranger than we have considered previously. All right, there, let's go through. Oh my God, where do we get to there? Where do we get to? Quickly over on the tubes. Let's finish up there. You see a satellite, good spot in there, Trevor and Lee. How you doing? The more practiced, the more you go somewhere. Train to be still and slow breathing. Enter yourself first, and then you'll go. Oh, it's the CE5 sort of stuff. So Munster is, but like anything's building up a muscle, I'd imagine. The problem is I'm not very good at sitting still in day-to-day life. So I feel like I need to learn that first, and then I could possibly do the practices. But I'm so far behind on it. And Master Plumber there. The frequency of the crafts are undetectable by video cameras unless they want you to see them. That's a possibility. We do see still a lot of anomalies. So I think there's something going on. In fact, it depends on their propulsion. There is definitely a possibility of cloaking. We think we may have seen evidence of this, but there are, I mean, whatever the physics are that they follow, it might not be our fully understood physics, but there will be rules to it. And, you know, certain things that we would expect to be able to see. But it's a good point, you know, maybe, you know, and there are cases that appear that they do just appear when you want to see them there, and then they disappear. So are they cloaking? Are they arriving? It's a good angle. Good spot in there, Trevor, as well. And it's possibly a natural change of weather on top of the greenhouse emissions causing a catalyst. It could well be. That's a good angle there. Maybe it's a bit of to and fro of all of these things. And what's this now there? Talk on UFOs. Billy. Billy Bluey there. Is it Billy? Yeah, Billy, I think. My eyes are really going tonight there. Yes, we are doing a live UFO Skywatch. So this is the Skies Live from Wiltshire, right in the heart of Crop Circle Country. Where are you joining us from tonight, Billy? And Trevor, I know a secret place between Devizes and Avesbury, and it's been known as a Golden Ball Hill for eternity. Trevor, see, you have to message me that location because we're not far from there. We want to do some more on location sky watches. Occasionally we do take the show on the road. Stonehenge is obviously on the list. We do a couple of the hill forts around here and we see some interesting things. And Syntax there, I for one am looking forward to pondering my artificially conscious AI unit, pre-ordering. I mean, our new overlords, you've got to just get with the program, haven't you there? Greenhouse effects is amplified by human activities. I mean, possibly, but we're getting off on a side tangent for that one though, PS. We're going to wind that one anyway for now. Where are we there? Did we? I thought I saw a message from Raf come up there. I'll catch you later, Raf. Right. Where are we there? Have you seen the videos of people pointing laser pens at the sky and lights? I have, and it's something I'd like to do, but I do worry that being said right next to a military training range, and sometimes we're literally on that range when we do our lives, that I will go, oh, UFO, and it turns out to be a military attack helicopter, and I've just shot a laser right at it. So I'm trying to think of other ways round doing it, but that is one of my fears there. And TD there, how come you don't use analog night vision? Basically money, TD. We have got a set of cheap night vision goggles, but the problem is, because they're cheap, there's a trade-off. So you see a very small patch of sky, and we don't know where the activity is. So the fact that that would allow us to see the infrared, but then we're not seeing the actual amount of the infrared light against sensor sensitivity there, that it's just not worth it a second. But it is something that we are very keen to remedy there. We do want to modify this camera because it should be semi-easy to do this modification to see in the infrared and the ultraviolet, which would basically allow us to see what they see on night vision. So at some point we will have an update for that. So you're not wrong, TD. And Lee, good evening. How are you doing there? Off the topish there. But ever tried the blackout room there? Lay in the mummy position, Egyptian, when fully awake. So black you can't see your hand in front of your face, and it takes hours. But the more you practice, the more you go somewhere and train to be still. And wait, that's the one I've scrolled up. That's why it's there. So I didn't catch the first part of it, but I did one of those sensory deprivation tanks for a while. And I'll give you the clue. There's a big house nearby. Okay. Right, that might be something. I'll still get lost there, Trevor. So as well there, print as well, we're going to be doing the same there. And TikTok, did you see the Danny Dyer documentary? TikTok, I did. I literally just finished it like yesterday. Somebody pointed it out to me there. I just got back from stargazing with my PFS and 14 monocular, and it's so cool. It is really fun, isn't it, TD? It really is. Some of those kits are really cool. Hopefully one day we're going to be able to bring the full spectrum to it as well. But guys, I'm going to have to wind up for tonight. I've got to go to work in a few hours there. And Billy Blue there, are you a talking head to misdirect the truth? Maybe controlled by the very aliens that we are looking for. Billy, you never know, maybe. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If the CIA wants to give me money, I'm a sucker for it. So we'll have to see. But I can assure you, at the moment, nobody's paying me off. But even if they're not, guys, what you got to remember is that I'm human, I'm a product of my environment, I'm a product of my education, how my particular brain works, the hemispherical dependencies there, the things that I've seen. And therefore, I'm going to have my biases, my views and things. So look, anything I say, I have got access to no special information. I see the things that you guys see as well. So I can't say for sure on any of these subjects if I am 100% more right than any of you guys or anything there. It's just, together, we'll work this out together. And Shams as well, thank you for that then. Didn't see any shooting stars, didn't get a chance to get somewhere dark. We don't really catch a few on the stream there, but thank you guys, as ever, always, at TD, thank you for the follow. It's a good point, actually. So we're going to come off now, but make sure you're subscribed or following whatever it is wherever you are there, then you should get this notification when we go live. We'll be on again tomorrow night. In fact, we're on pretty much every night there. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, for sharing your awesome knowledge and stories of the encounter there, asking your awesome questions, for helping us build our community with the tapping, the sharing away there. Thank you, Mods, as well, for doing your modding and all that wonderful stuff. All that jazz for gifters, subbers, members, super chatters, all that jazz. Again, thank you for that. It all goes back into the stream, no doubt, the pub of me. helping us improve on what we do and hopefully our detections and things. But yeah, we'll be on tomorrow night, guys, and I'm going to go sweat myself to sleep now. But bye-bye, guys.